boxed.
And that brings us into our Wednesday night Pathfinder game with a little introduction of where the characters are at before I introduce the characters. They had spent the last session having an underwater experience, greeting a kraken, and promising to deliver it a meal on the go. Afterwards, of which ended with some discussions with the Pathfinder Society and a rather interesting pub crawl where someone got so drunk they forgot what happened, and we'll be picking up tonight after we've introduced everyone with what happened during that pub crawl. So, going around who's here, we have Jeremy, not on camera.
So, good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Cordar, the elven half-human fighter, would-be hero of Sandpoint, although apparently there's other candidates, but he tries hard, and was one who was definitely not involved in a pub crawl after the adventure because he was too busy going and speaking to the bereaved widow of one of the corpses that we found. Well, not corpses, the dead that we found, and asked us to go and deliver a certain amulet for her.
Well, under the technicality, he is a corpse. He's just an
He's
intelligent, living.
Well, he presumably is mobile because he paints, but all we know is he's got a voice.
You actually saw him.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe you saw him at one point where I described and showed him.
Okay, I thought that at most we'd see a quick splash in the water as he dived under.
In which case, you'll see him next time you go down there. But he did not actually want to. Well, he said he wanted to keep his distance because he didn't want to kill you.
He didn't want to be seen anyway, so which makes one concerned about exactly what he is. But obviously, he must be at least still have some love and therefore some good in his heart, whatever's left of his heart. Because he wanted to ensure that his wife was looked after and returned the keepsake to her.
Okay, and that brings us to who we have online tonight. I will start with David.
Yeah, g'day, I'm David. I play Thassilonian, a human sword and sorcerer who's casting a few divine spells here and there, channeling through less than savoury sources. He definitely was not irresponsible enough to go on a pub crawl, but he was responsible enough to placate a kraken and embrace the thanks of the Hell Knights for doing so, because the kraken is their pet. He wouldn't call it a pub crawl. He wouldn't call himself irresponsible. He considers sacrificing people to krakens to placate them quite an honourable and responsible thing.
Except for the fact he can't quite remember what he did. He was that drunk, and he did go on a pub crawl.
What's a kraken?
So all of that above is correct. So yeah, that was a good introduction for how Balath is not responsible for what's about to happen. Next up, we have Annie.
100%.
Was that me?
Yep.
I'm Annie. I'm playing Nectar, a half-orc barbarian who strangely also has no remembrance of the occurrences of the last session. Through no fault of my own.
Which is not bad, but you...
Have you been taking the Balath School of Responsibility?
A free online class.
100%.
How about the school?
Hey, now.
How about the school of morals?
Well, I hear that there are a couple of gods out there looking for followers, so Lamashdu is more than happy to receive you whenever you wish. Just ask Pimwinkle.
Who's Pimwinkle? I don't know
So,
Pimwinkle.
speaking of asking Pimwinkle, we shall go to their former player, Mark.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea who this Pimwinkle is. I'm playing...
Sorry to interrupt, Mark, but Martin, you appear to have pronounced Belath wrong.
Did I?
Yeah, well, I mean, you keep saying Pimwinkle, but we both know it's actually Belath. The real Pimwinkle.
So you're the follower of Lamashdu with the cross across your chest.
No idea what you're talking about. Anyway, Mark, who are you playing?
I don't know anymore. I'm playing Thrum Undersparkle, also known as Sparky, a dwarf rogue who loves adventuring and finding new things, and somehow seems to have found a interesting rapier last session.
It's always fun when you find out what happens with these things.
100%.
Especially when you can't look it up between sessions.
I know, I was thinking about doing it, I'm going to go for surprise today.
Just so you know, Mark, it's not in the book.
I know that, but I was like, that's why I had to ask. All I need to know is what dice I have to roll. I don't care about anything else. Go with the flow.
Okay, so bringing us up to the last person online tonight is Victor.
Hello! I'm Victor from Brazil and I am playing Luna of Libra, a human oracle show anti-tribes that decides to join the Pathfinder Society to learn more about their past. That's a natural one, but you did.
No, connotations there whatsoever.
Okay. And she got busted to head, and she was so happy to start adventuring, and now she is not so sure.
Well, hey, it is an interesting story, and it'll be something you'll be able to tell people for years to come about how you've still got a hand that you can't use. But magic still works. Okay, so we did finish last session with you going to a sunken ship, walking across the bottom of the ocean, and retrieving some jewelry from a crashed ship. Investigating the hull of the hold of the ship, finding something there that you woke up and decided, I think we'll just leave there, and quickly ran away. And then found out it was a kraken while you were running away.
Only because we're running short on our air breathing potion.
Yeah, you didn't really want to push that.
Can I just say, every time someone says Kraken, I think they're saying crackhead. It makes it a lot more interesting.
Well, it might be a crackhead as well as a kraken.
Well,
now
look, all I'm saying is, Europe and Belco release the crackhead.
Exactly.
Which probably fits the theme anyway.
That's what I'm used to, crackheads.
I'm just wondering exactly what Belath actually stuffed the tasty morsel with before he sent it down to the kraken.
Okay, so the big squid with the big ship-sized squid kraken type was what they had woken, and so Belath sent it a offering to placate it, while we had our hero Cordar visit the widow with Luna to return a medallion, amulet brooch, and also give the widow some money to help her recover and move on with her life. During that time, Pimwinkle went up and spoke to the lady of the manor, showing her the...
No more Pimwinkle, just remember that.
I'm sorry, Sparky. Sparky, it's a bit hard to tell sometimes. Sparky went up to the manor house and spoke to the lady, showing her the cursed rapier, saber, sword of some sort. that is a sort of amazing skill that you don't actually have. So the sword has all the skill, and if you try to use any other weapon, you were considered completely untrained in it.
No, it's fuck it. No, what are you talking about? It's a no-do weapon.
And it's a weapon that you'll never want to not use. And she's always wanted it, and you're perfect.
And you can't choose to use it, it has to choose to be used.
Very cool.
So what you could sit there trying to pull the sword out and nothing happens, and you could be having a conversation with a friend, and next thing you know, you've run them through.
All things to find out
Run
in the
it
future.
through like a...
Stab through the heart.
Oh, damn.
But we haven't seen any evidence of this yet, so it's all okay.
It is a cursed blade for a reason.
What could go wrong?
I think I just listed it.
Blade? Or was the blade cursed in the first place?
Who cares? Don't worry about it. Just use it.
Or was the cursed blade made of cursed material? That's why it gets
Look,
cursed.
you're asking too much information here, Victor. We'll just have to use it and see what happens.
At this stage, as far as we know, it makes Sparky into an expert swordsman.
Mm-hmm. Who has no memory of anything he's done while he's got the sword out.
What are you talking about? I have no idea.
And yes, he does know of the curse because the leader of the Pathfinder Society of Magnamar, Lady Hindmarsh, had actually told him those details.
Mm-hmm.
Which had filled in some of the party when they shown up as well. So
Okay, so we are aware.
you are aware of the cursed sword.
Mm.
And so far, she says in her understanding of such things, the only way to break the curse is to kill the person.
Is to what?
Kill the person responsible.
With the cursed sword or with any sword?
With the curse of that sword.
Okay. We don't have to kill them with that sword, just have to kill them.
Yeah.
Or
With the curse of the sword, but not actually using the sword of the curse.
no, you can use the sword if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest.
Okay.
Though if you do happen to use the sword to break the curse on that person, you just transfer the curse
I was going to
instead.
say, it's likely that you managed to curse yourself.
Yeah, look, I've got a feeling I have to roll new character combinations on you right now. So, yeah, okay.
Hey, you're not dead yet. Let's just see how effective you are.
Now, Jim, when you say yeah, I get worried as well. So.
Hey, look at it this way.
Yes.
You always have potential for a new character in any session.
Exactly.
I just do it more often than others. That's okay.
Is there other easy ways to break curses?
Oh, there are,
Like,
except
like-
she has to research it, and you were actually told in session how someone else had, but that is something you guys will have to go back and watch.
Okay.
So it was mentioned in session.
Okay. But as I say, at this stage, there's nothing to worry about right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you all then crashed for the night. Balath had gone and dropped his offering off to the squid beneath the waves, and upon returning to the shore, was greeted by a Hell Knight who paid him for his service, which freaked him out more than anything else that had happened that night so far. So, in a stupor, he walked into a pub, ordered a drink, and sat there drinking. About half an hour later, he realized everyone else in the pub was a Hell Knight. At which point, he then raised a toast to the Hell Knights, and next thing he knows, he's stumbling into the barracks where you guys are completely drunk. So, and then he promptly fell asleep. And so, bringing us up.
Luna is sleeping. Luna don't care.
So bringing it up to where you are tonight, as you're sleeping, you all experience Balath's dream. You dream of someone getting brutally captured in a alleyway, dragged out onto the ocean, and dumped beneath the waves.
Do we get eaten as well or not?
You don't see anyone get eaten. You just see the bubbles go down, and then a splash of blood.
Oh.
and a contentment of from beneath the waves. Then you basically are rowing back to shore. You see what appears to be a Hell Knight waiting for you at the shore. You have a feeling of dread at the closer you get to the shore, and then the Hell Knight helps you out of the boat and pays you and thanks you for your service and walks off.
Will you split the gold between the party?
Yeah.
That all depends on if it's a dream or it actually happened or not. So after the said person walks off, you then, in your dream, walk into a tavern full of people that are all blurred out as you just see the bar, sit down and start drinking. After about your third drink, you start to get hold of yourself, look around, and you see you're completely surrounded by Hell Knights, at which point you exclaim quite loudly as you drop as the cutlery drops like I did earlier, making a loud bang, and everyone looks in your direction. At which point you make a rousing speech about how wonderful the Hell Knights are, and start drinking again. At this point, Balaf starts to remember things he didn't want to remember. He remembers that he had been taken off to the side by one of the Hell Knight leaders. He remembers this guy. This is the guy who had promised to kill him, his family, and his entire family line. The one who basically had promised personal vengeance against your family.
The reason he was scared about all the Hell Knights in the first place.
Yep.
Well, at least one of the reasons.
Yes.
And one of the reasons he wanted to forget this conversation completely was this guy was nice, polite, and congratulatory towards him.
And introduced himself as Grand Admiral Thrawn.
So, David, what does he introduce himself as to you?
By waking nightmare.
Do you remember what his name is?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
What would you like him to be named?
Definitely not Bob.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh God.
Wow. That's deep. Oh.
Yeah,
let's say that's what he said again. Sorry. Go ahead.
Brainskin. His name is Brainskin.
Brain Skid?
Yeah.
So whatever his name was previously, that's what it is now.
Gotcha.
Or at least that's what he introduced himself as last night, as far as your alcohol-addled mind to remember.
And he tells you he sees a lot of himself in you and your actions.
Well, as long as you don't see a lot of my blood on you, that's great.
And that he's had a conversation with the rest of the Order, and that they are offering you a chance to become one of them if you do not fall to the corruption of the rest of your family.
Okay.
Oh, good. Belaf gets to become a paladin as well as Plarman.
So you get to be a knight standing against hell and the abuses of those who use hellish servants.
What?
And this is basically what was laid out toward him, that you stand upon the edge of a cliff. Depending on your choices, the Hell Knights will either help you or push you off, based on how you choose to deal with the hellish servants you currently have, and will most likely obtain along the path you're going.
Does that require that he doesn't use any sort of hellish servants at all?
No, that does not. It's basically how you use them and what you use them for that's important. As creatures, as people that fight hell, They will use hell to fight hell. They will use hell to fight the abyss. They will use whatever's necessary to save the people. But the cost is they're no longer one of the people.
But we have to serve the people and save the people.
You're serving the people and saving the people, but you basically stand away from them. The Hell Knights are basically considered abhorrent to most people because, as far as they're concerned, they're associated with hell. Not that they use hell to save them.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to think about this.
And having gone through a whole lot of details about it, which made Balath probably the whitest he's ever been.
Yes.
He got roarishly drunk right afterwards and went on a pub crawl with a bunch of Hell Knights to be. Who then dropped him at the doors to the Pathfinder Society and made sure he got home safely.
We definitely got home. I guess he got into bed at some point.
We did last session. He got home. He even talked to people, even though he wasn't sure what he said, and he was actually nice at one point before he passed out.
Never do that again. Okay, cool. So,
At which point, everyone wakes up. It is noon. And you all realize you've had this fevery dream of Balath's for most of the night, as it repeated and repeated and repeated many, many times.
So we recognised that we were dreaming as if we were Balath?
Yep.
Not that we were experiencing them ourselves and things like that.
You realise it was Balath's dream.
Balath's dream, okay. That's a step up from dreaming of Balath, so that's okay.
well, look, compared to Balath's normal dreams, this was pretty tame. Right, okay, so we all wake up, including Balath.
Yep.
You hear a very loud, angry, dismayed, screamish yell as Balath gets up and runs for some water, and then wonders why he is now yelling because that's so damn loud.
Whereas Cordar wakes up and thinks, why the hell do you sleep in so long? Quick, we've got to get back. Got to get back down to the Crow. Continue our investigations.
Yeah, half a day.
Yes, you go do that. No, meanwhile, I need some healing. Ah!
Yes, Balath's mouth feels like he's had sawpaper run through it.
Ah! God, if I wasn't dying before, I am now. The Hell Knights, oh God, why?
Well, by the sound of it, they seem to be on a more worthy cause than they are reputed to be so. Willing to give up their own...
different orders. Wait, what do you mean? What do you know about Hell Knights?
Willing to give up their own soul for the opportunity to enslave others.
How do you know that?
Because you had a really weird dream.
You had a
How
dream.
did you know that?
You had that dream too, did you? I gotta say that if I hear that, I'll say that out loud, probably.
What the hell? What do you mean?
I had a dream of what you saw last night. Say
What did I see last night?
I described it in full detail, and I go, I still want to know what the bubbles are about in the water, but we'll get back to that later. So.
And there's a knocking at the door.
Sort of like shopping.
Yeah,
Adding chopping vegetable
Sorry guys,
process.
on mute.
Maybe that's just, one of them in the background trying to sharpen their weapons, but slipping because of the dreams they had.
Or maybe it was Sparky just playing with a rapier.
Oh, Sparky playing rapier. That's what I was thinking out then, so I'm going to go with that. Okay.
So, which character are you currently killing with the rapier?
No, Sparky's just looking at rapier and...
Well, you said playing with it. Each time you draw it, you're attacking someone.
I didn't say that.
No, that's the curse. If you draw the blade, you are striking someone down.
Is there a dummy also rendering right now?
Dummy does not count.
Oh, shit.
You draw the blade. You were told the blade is cursed.
Martin, I want you to roll randomly. Sorry, I'm going to let you go randomly on this one.
Okay.
And I'll accidentally stab somebody. Okay.
Okay, so, going by the list up there, unfortunately, you see Sparky pull out the blade and run Cordar through with the blade before anyone even
I
notices.
lose reception for 10 seconds in this round.
And then puts the blade away.
What's the damage on the blade, by the way? I haven't got that down here. Okay. It's a D6 I know for a rapier.
Then roll 2d6 at this stage.
Okay. You're very lucky there. Only rolled 3 total. Hang on. That's a finesse weapon, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, you're fucked. Okay, give me a second.
I'm sure
You certainly got me by surprise, apparently.
sneak attack would definitely work in that one.
Yep.
Okay. No, it's going well so far.
Because I was about to say that when you talk about the idea you're about to try and attack someone, okay, Cordar's reaction would have actually been to jump up and try and deflect the blows from whoever it was you were attacking. But obviously you need a chance to do that.
So that would be 8 points total.
Yep.
Because I rolled a 1, 2, and a 1, so he's very lucky. I just put it out there.
And at the moment, your character's only thinking about drawing the blade, but there's blood on your hands since you're thinking about drawing your blade. You have no memory of any event from when you thought about drawing it to the blood getting there.
I do the most shock to a female face of all time.
Without even hesitating, Belath casts a 2-round heal and then goes back to talking about why you freaks got his dream.
I'm still looking in shock because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm looking at them.
So Cordar now has this nice little rapier thing in the side, in 2 little holes, one in the front, one in the back. He wasn't wearing his armor at the time.
Right. So, but apparently you suggesting that Belath healed it before we actually really think about it.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, he doesn't even react. Doesn't even think about it. Doesn't even give you a second to think about it. He just spends, well, I guess,
2 actions.
4 seconds casting a spell and healing you with a 2d8.
We'll work on the idea that assuming it'll do 8 points.
We'll just say it heals it all. Just leaving the nice little scar there.
That's right. And then,
first of all, don't do that. Second of all,
Cordar finally
what do
wakes
you
up
mean you guys shared my dream? What the hell?
Sorry, I'm still confused. So I'm not going to answer anything else now. I'm still looking like a stun mullet female dwarf. So, Cordar can answer this question.
Cordar's busy looking down at the healed scars.
Yeah, the new scars. And the hole in his top.
Belath slaps you gently in the face. No, don't worry about that. Pay attention to me. We're talking about me here.
There appears to be multiple topics of potential conversation required, yes?
Yes, and there's only 2 holes in you, but we have a hole in my soul where my dream was that you guys shared, so this is more important. Now, come on.
Yes.
Why am I channeling Lucifer from the show?
You felt that it was important to feed the Kraken?
Well, of course. It was going to come after us. We woke it.
And one extra bit of information that comes to the surface is the fact that you got confirmation from the Hell Knights that they brought it.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Cordar was going to be saying the fact that, yes, you thought it was important to feed the Kraken. odd choice.
Well, yes,
but-
I mean, if somebody woke you up, you'd be irritated. The difference is you can't eat an entire ship.
Well, as I said, like to be something that I was thinking that it's an odd choice because hey, I thought that it obviously wasn't coming after us because we let us walk away. However, based on the information that came out of it, and in fact, the dream started from him putting the body in the water, didn't it?
Getting the body and
Oh, I
tossing
did
it in
get.
the water.
We saw him collecting the body. Did
Saw him
we?
collecting the body,
So-
yes. Yes, they-
I mean, he was still alive when I fed him to it, but I mean, I wouldn't call it a body at that point.
That's not helping your case.
Why would you even look? He was a criminal. He was a murderer. He was a terrible person.
and amusingly, that part was not covered in the dream.
No, well, that's just it.
Oh. Well, he says that anyway.
I know that's what happened last session, but the person who helped share the dream intentionally left that little bit out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Bella says, no, he was a terrible person. He was a murderer.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Believe me, I know murderers. He was a murderer. I specifically got him as a criminal and a murderer and terrible other things. I mean, I heard he kicked a puppy and threw rocks at children. You know, all of those sort of
as opposed to stealing
nonsense
their
things
eyes.
that you people care about.
Yes, as opposed to stealing their eyes.
Yep.
But
Oh, I just look at the blood in the hands still. I'm still looking at the blood in the hands going,
Yep.
what happened? I just say to myself, not taking any notice of the conversation. So.
You stop talking. But why did you share my dream?
well, presumably because you broadcast it.
I don't broadcast anything other than my intent to hate all of you.
Yes, but what I find even more disconcerting is the fact that apparently you broadcast it and it took 18 hours or so to broadcast because we wake up at midday.
I didn't do it. I mean, I've been hungover for the last however long. I'm still hungover.
It's about
I'm not
12 hours.
really appreciating your time.
At which point, David, one of your ravens says, "You're welcome to you in your head."
Oh, gosh darn it. Why did I say gosh darn it?
Because you wanted to make sure you didn't say, "God damn it," and have another conversation.
Or oh hell. One of the two.
You bloody
Oh, it was the bloody imp. Why? It was the imp not bringing me out.
I set it up last session with someone sleeping, staring right up at it, which was Mark's
I
character.
remember that one. I do remember that one.
That was why that setup was there.
Yeah, so it was the imp and not Brinkle, right?
It was the imp, yes.
It's the bloody imp. Well, at least there was nothing totally nefarious about that. So anyway, the Runelords invited me to join them.
Indeed.
Also, why did you stab him?
Are
That
you talking
comes
to
to
me?
another
Are you
important
talking to me
point.
now or not?
Yeah,
No, I'm just talking to the other dwarf who stabbed the party member.
Well, you didn't say, hey Sparky, why did you stab him? So I'm just encouraging you right now. You told me to not talk to you anymore. So till you use my name, I'm not going to talk to you back. So.
Come on! You! Short stuff, come on, what's the go? Why'd you stab him?
Oh, I did what?
You stabbed him! The blood on your hands, you stabbed him with the rapier.
Oh, what? Did I do that?
Yes.
Don't touch it!
Yes, you did that.
So,
And in fact, it was quite impressive, you did really well. Like, I'd pay to see it again.
so
Don't touch it!
So I used the rapier and stabbed you. As soon as I think about rapier, I'm gonna stab Bella right now. Okay? So no.
So you want to stab Bella?
Well, I said, if I thought about the rapier again, because you mentioned the rapier again, is it just when I think about the rapier? Or
No, it's an intelligent rapier. It chooses its moments.
Oh, okay. So I think about the rapier did what? I think about, what did the rapier do? What does it do now?
It is quite satisfied in your hands, and you notice you've still got blood leaking onto your hands.
So he's got the rapier drawn at the moment?
No.
No, that's right. So The rapier is back in the scabbard, and Cordar is holding your arm, saying, "Don't touch the rapier."
Now, do I feel the rapier talking to me? Or?
Nope.
No?
Not yet.
Okay, good. I just thought I'd ask the questions. I'm based on previous intelligence weapons. I'm just thinking this out loud. So, did I? Did Lady Time tell you about this weapon?
Lady Hindmarch doesn't seem fit to talk to me.
Well, they say the hour you came in, Lady Hindmarch is not a chance to talk to you since then.
However, I might suggest you may have a talk to her.
She did mention the fact that yes, the rapier is apparently cursed.
Yeah.
I would suggest not touching it as far as possible. You will have to bear it. You'll have to wear it.
I didn't think I could touch it, but okay. Oh well.
So, as a reminder to people who weren't there, the rapier is one of extraordinary skill and power. Whoever uses it always strikes the target. Will always will never miss. But the person who wields it has no memory of anything that happens while the blade is drawn, and can never use another weapon.
And if the blade is drawn, whether that's at the will of the user or the blade, it's still to be determined. There will be blood.
It's been noted that it's only ever been at the will of the blade, and there have been many a time an owner has wanted to draw the weapon and been struck down because there's a better person coming along.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Okay, that's good. Okay, I have to write this all down.
So think of it like the Elder Wand of Harry Potter.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I've got a lot of magical items.
I'm thinking of an old book by like what Evans called Misenchanted Sword.
That's also very much along the same lines.
Don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. I don't really know enough about this. So, but it does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah.
No. We don't want to see it.
I'm just saying.
We don't want to see it to determine if it looks cool or not.
I'm going to give Beleth a intelligence check. A flat check. So roll a d20 for Beleth. Can you do it, David?
Yeah, I can actually. Just give me 2 secs. I'd rather do it myself because Jeremy's guys hate me.
Oh, come on. What's this? We're taking his number, but watch what you would have got. 19!
Yes, because he said he's not taking it, you rolled well.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Okay, so one thing Beleth remembers that the others had forgotten. In conversation with the captain of the ship, he won the sword in a game of chance. The other guy seemed quite happy to have bet the sword and lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Captain had not used the sword, but apparently he had he was basically owner of the sword at that point onwards. It's up to Beleth now if you'd like to tell the others about that.
Yeah. Right.
I am about to relate this story, and also that he hates the sword.
Yes. Well, I do suspect that when we go back under the crow, potentially it's worth having another word to the captain about exactly what this sword is.
Well, he didn't know, he'd never used it.
No, that's right. But in the but on the idea of whether or not Beleth describes further or describes, remembers and tells us what the captain said. Certainly, Cordar is planning on talking more to the captain and saying, "Hey, how did this come about?" So,
go, David.
You're breaking up a bit at the moment, David.
Yes, he does relate the story, and he also relates
So that sounded a lot along the lines of he relays what the guy said and said we should go to follow up with him.
Yeah.
So we should start betting on things? Is all Sparky got out of that?
Yes, okay, so we'll start going, we will aim to, if people's heads are clear enough, we might as well have a bite at lunch and then head back down. Sparky, you're leading.
Oh, okay. I've got my little shield as well, don't I, Martin? So, yeah.
You do.
Okay, Sparky, and just for Annie, so because she wasn't there, I picked up a small shield and a rapier, so from the ship last session. So,
Correction, cursed rapier.
Well, yeah.
Don't forget.
Now, it could be cursed for you. It could be fine for Sparky. We don't know yet.
We could probably call it Friend Slayer at this stage.
Oh well, that sounds. I'm gonna put that in my character sheet. Friend Slayer. Okay. Okay. So Sparky will
Next
lead
one was
in.
never Sparky's friend, just saying.
How quickly that devolved.
Wow, that's not a bit sad. Well,
Luna considers you.
Galak has no friends either, so Galak's covered too.
yeah, but does Nexus say that out loud to Sparky or not?
No, Nexus doesn't speak.
No, that's good.
speak it.
Sparky thinks she's still friends with Nexus. So anyway, okay, I'll lead down and we'll go in the direction we haven't been, Martin. So we'll be back down.
Well, okay, no. Okay, we're actually, when people are ready, and I don't know if there's more discussion we want to do, but when people are ready, yes, we'll head back down through the tunnel. But then the first step, rather than going somewhere we haven't been yet, will be to go back, like so we get to
the
the
captain.
four-way crossroads, sewer crossroads, and we'll head northwards to where the captain was, to A, have a word to him, but also B, pass on the details and information from his wife.
And so, yep, you have a big hearty breakfast and lunch, because you did sort of miss breakfast, and head off into the rain towards the entry under the pier. Well, big bridge, pier, same thing.
Yep.
And
yes, but and as we're going along the whatever 10.5 hour walk or under the water there, since Cordar is not leading because Sparky is in front where we can all watch you.
yep.
Cordar will quietly talk to Balath and say, "So, are you signing up?"
He broke up.
With your mum.
Oh, my internet just got a hiccup.
Well, it says you're still all online, so I might just be having a few bumps and bruises here.
Yeah, well, okay.
I am the man.
What the hell? Yeah, internet is a little bit funny
Well,
today.
we can hear you fine, Victor. It's only David that's having some connection issues at the moment from our end.
Yeah. David's just sounding suitably.
Which is quite good in character, as he does have beside him a mastiff sort of sized dog. Looks like a mastiff until you go underground, in which case he gets very flamey. And he has 2 ravens, one on each shoulder, both with red glowing eyes. One of them who seems to spend half its time staring at Sparky.
Remembers me of the last episode of Rick and Morty.
And the other one is staring at Luna.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Hey, bird.
Well, the Hellhound is
Yeah.
staring at Corda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just staring forward because I'm in the front.
Yes.
So, survival roll for our fearless leader in the front.
I actually got
Survival roll.
hang on, that's all right. I'm trying to do a lot of things at the
Don't worry, it's not like there's portals to other worlds under here.
okay.
Well, certainly if he's going to take the wrong direction from what Cordar's plans are,
You'll
that
call out.
yeah, that way.
Now, I've got a question on.
Yep.
How many rerolls do we have now?
Would you like to use one, or would you like to see what a 1 gets for you?
I'd like to use one, I think.
It's all right.
Okay.
Cordar's got your back.
Okay. If Cordar said he has my back, then I'm going to accept the 1, okay?
Okay.
Because I say, if you start going in the wrong direction, Cordar will point you in the right one. Whether or not that's in time before you head off in the wrong direction, different question, but...
I will accept my 1 then, man.
Okay, so
That's your birthday present from me, okay?
that is perfectly fine, and I'm happy to roll with it. So while you're having a talk with Beleth, the next thing you notice is, where are we?
Who is speaking?
As Cordar does not recognize where you are at the moment, as you're following Sparky through the underground passageways, and behind you,
there was only one passage, wasn't it?
there was branching parts before you got into the long passage.
Oh, okay, right.
Right under Magnamar itself.
So you mean she took the left turn instead of the right turn on the first turn?
As you're busy having a conversation.
Off to the path we go.
Well, you thought you'd marked it clearly.
Okay.
Well, Sparky's got her little photography, like a map out that she's drawn before, and she's got it up the side the wrong way around, so that's why she's taking the wrong direction too.
Okay, and next thing you know, you're looking out into a forest.
Forest?
Yep. You're on the edge of a forest unlike any you've seen before. The trees here go up about 200-300 feet.
Did we apparently exit a tunnel?
Oh, you're at the exit. You're basically coming to an exit where you can see these trees going off into the distance.
Where are we?
So Sparky puts a finger up and looks around going,
I don't think this is the crow.
Cordar, I think we've got. I think we're going the right way. What do you think?
I think you might have taken a wrong turn. Okay, looking around, could we get any landmarks or visible?
Everyone gets to make a perception roll to see if they actually notice anything useful.
Can you roll the big gigantic D20 that has a light on it?
No, it's a lot of dice.
I could, but it will always roll a 1.
28 for Sparky there.
I don't have my dice with me today.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to
I got an 18 for you, Victor, which is better than the 11 I got for me.
Yeah, and I'm checking that other dice out.
For next up.
Woo!
And how did Beleth do?
So Cordar on 18.
He rolled a 19 on the dice, so you did pretty much.
18.
18.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled better than he did, there you go.
Okay, so looking out there, so did anyone get below 15?
I don't think anyone did. I think Cordar was the lowest on 18 by the sound of it.
Okay, so which ones were below 20?
Only Cordar.
Okay, so as Cordar looks out into the trees, he sees this really thick fog that he's never actually seen a fog like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere where he's grown up. That the trees don't look similar to anywhere he's ever been.
Not swamp gas.
They don't look like swamp gas. It looks more mystical and magical than any place he's heard of in his travels. Okay, so who got below 25? Is that everyone else?
No, I'm on 28, so.
Okay, so
6.
you're on 26. Did so Balath got 20 between lower than 25?
I don't know they did. I think all the rest of the numbers might have been 18 to 19. So
Okay.
They might have plus 7s and 8s. So.
Okay, so
I got a 27, so...
Well, that is actually fantastic for this because I had it based on a 5-tier progression. So, those of you who got higher than 20 start to see what appear to be the outline of ruins in the distance. These things look ancient, older than anything you guys have seen before, but they do not look like any of the ruins you've seen anywhere else. And those of you who got over 25 see them to be elven in design. This architecture looks as if it was before the breaking of the world when the star fell and caused an age of darkness. And that star is called the Starstone, which grants immortality to anyone who can touch it. So you've been told, and that was 10,000 years ago. This place really does look like it hasn't been touched by civilization for 10,000 years. And while you're looking out there with that roll, you see spiders as big as a horse crawling over the walls with dark-skinned elves on the back firing into the distance, as well as faint calls in Elven.
And what time of day does it appear to be?
Appears to be about midday, about the same time.
So about the time, like I say, it doesn't look like we've necessarily lost time of the day, which will make it hard to try and estimate latitude until the stars come out. So, which of course, if we've gone back 10,000 years, that might be a problem as well. But that'll be something to deal with in the future.
It does look like it's had about 10,000 years of deterioration.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I did figure that yes, but we hadn't gone back in time. But the and obviously, Cordar's stalking around for any identifying marks. And when someone mentions that they're seeing giant spiders with gliders, can we get an idea of how far away they are?
They would be about a mile away at this stage. You haven't gotten to the edge of the cave yet because, well, once you started seeing the trees, you stopped because this was not the way you were intending to go.
So, when we started seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, we thought, that's not what I'm about to come up.
Now, I've got stone cutting for my dwarf.
Yep.
Which is +2, so I would be 30. Would I get anything extra on that one, or just nothing?
So yes, you would recognise this as an Elven capital, 10,000 years ago.
I relay that to the party because this looks like it's quite ancient. I guess, and I said,
and that there's a current war between elves going on in it.
Oh, okay.
And from what you
have this feeling, Corda, that it may have went the wrong way. What do you think? I don't know, because I thought I was going the right way. I'm pretty sure you told me to go down this direction, but I might be wrong on this one, because...
I feel that's a safe bet.
Do you think we should double back, maybe?
Well, so you're saying you can see elves fighting in the distance?
Elves fighting, this seems to be like an old elven capital.
And and the elf he describes sounds to you very much like a drow, which elves keep insisting don't exist, but you know otherwise.
Mm-hmm. But do they appear to be fighting non-drow? Or you can only see elves on spiders that I'm interpreting as drow in that sort of sense.
Well, he can actually describe the elves at that distance, and they do look like drow from your horror stories.
Yeah, okay. Certainly, we will go to at least the cave entrance to have a better look at what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
And with having the other spot the castle and the fortifications in the distance and things like that, Corda will certainly look in that way and see, well, first of all, whether or not he remembers or has heard anything about that kind of stuff or bits and pieces, but
I'll have to actually grab the book to give you the details.
I'll just check.
Because I'm referencing another book.
Yeah.
Now, where did I hide that book?
Like, he doesn't actually have Elven lore as a lore skill or things like that, so I'm happy that he doesn't necessarily have huge amounts of extra information. But
so this is not underground, so I don't have experience in that. Maybe it's a Pathfinder dedication?
Yeah, like I say, the Pathfinder dedication allows you to use the other skills.
Well, allows you to use any skill untrained.
So, or 80 proficiency bonus to any skill. So,
Okay, so you identify it as the elven city of Selwyn Vien.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that means we've travelled about several hundred leagues north of our Magnamar.
And when you're looking...
Because that's the one that's in the Elven Forest that's just north of Riddleport.
How did we get so far,
And
man?
as you reach the edge of the cavern, the cave, you see that there are runes all around the exit to the cave.
Right.
And from what you've read, a lot of these are one-way doors.
Mm-hmm. So certainly, before we go through that portal,
Yeah.
yes, let's just see if we can go back, or whether or not we've already gone through a portal to get to this location. The first point. But looking out, yes, we can see Drow attacking the castle.
No, Drow at the castle itself is a ruin.
Oh, okay. So,
And they are basically climbing over the ruin and attacking using the advantage of height to things that are on the ground.
right, okay. So they're apparently storming the castle, and they've succeeded in storming the castle, but there might be some defenders still inside. Right. Since we don't know who they are or what they are yet, just yet. Yes. Well, presumably we hadn't been covering we didn't feel like we'd covered all that long from Magnamar as such. Cordar's first instinct will be to say, hey, let's just see if we can backtrack.
It's only about 10 minutes from when you entered the doorway.
Right. Yes. Let's just see if we can backtrack to Magnamar. And
Cordar can make the survival roll this time to do the backtracking.
Oh, you sure you don't want to leave, Porter?
Sorry?
You sure you don't want me to leave there at all? I seem to be very good at leading.
No, you can stay off to the side, thanks very much.
You sure? Oh, okay. Before we go, I'd like to just draw a little kind of diagram in my little configuring book, a little book that I have that I write stuff down about where I've gone. Just see if I can just do a quick design and very sketchy kind of thing of what this kind of entrance thing is. That's all. So.
Yep.
Well, okay, certainly I'm happy for people to be looking at this and working out if these runes are going to be one way or not.
As long as he's drawing a picture and not drawing a sword.
Or using a sword to scrape out something on the ground.
In somebody's chest. But
Because this would.
Corda only got 13 on his survival to try and work out where we come from.
It takes you a lot longer to get back because apparently some of the areas didn't have any marks.
Mm-hmm.
And there were multiple ways you could have gone.
Right.
So, and you can hear sounds now, most of them.
Okay. But it seems like we can get back to Magnamar. We haven't actually left the tunnel system under Magnamar yet, even though we can see the exit to Thassilon many hundreds of leagues north of Magnamar, north of Riddleport.
So it took you about 10 minutes to get there, but it took you about half an hour to get back.
Okay. Well, okay. Assuming that the others were staying there and watching the portal and things like that, Cordar will return and then say that. And yes, we haven't actually lost our way to get to Magnamar yet. What did you guys find out about these runes?
Well, can you take a good look?
Yep.
And can someone roll for me? May I try occult?
You can try occult.
How about I try just
15 on the die.
Oh. Okay.
What does
15 plus 8.
23.
Okay, looking at these runes are the runes of demon lords.
Oh. Is there any demon lord that I know of?
Would you like to meet one personally? I'm sure all you have to do is touch the room.
No. But I may try like a
I wouldn't
religion
recommend calling them by
check.
name. Or even...
How about the religion? How about the religion check if I can recall knowledge of anyone specifically?
Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 25 demon lords that you know of.
Is any one of those that I know of that is related to the runes?
Yep. They are the runes of demon lords that you have heard of. So you see the rune of Abraxas, of Shax, of Jubilex,
Abraxas.
of Mazmez, and Hagneti.
So, but what are these runes doing? Are they keeping things in, keeping things out?
Maybe in and out.
So, if we were to cross the portal, what are we expecting?
Do we meet with any of those demons people?
So, from what you understand with that roll, if you cross that portal, you will either pass through space or time or both, and be on the other side, unable to return.
Terrifying. Okay.
The demon lords are not stuck in the same linear progression that we are.
What are they doing? Like,
Okay,
okay.
that's fine. In that case, we're heading back.
Okay.
We should,
Sure, you don't really Corda, like
What
I
a
said,
sharp
you-
trip.
You just point me in the right direction, Corda, I'll go that way.
Because like I say, we'll head back. We will complete our investigations of the Crow, and or this evening we'll return to Hindmarsh Manor and report the fact that, well, yes, the Crow and the investigations fund there, but also report the fact that, yes, we seem to have found a portal under Magnamar that leads to the ancient elven capital of Celion or something or other.
Vampire's Land.
Which
Okay.
we may investigate at a later date, but I figure that right now, if it's swarming with elves that don't exist,
Yes, what could go wrong with dealing with elves that don't exist?
after going through the portal of demon lords,
Okay, that's cool. I'm singing hi ho as we go. Okay.
Your mom was a hi-ho.
Wow, that's you just these random comments I get from you tonight, Amy. That's okay, yeah.
I keep having to mute and unmute, so I get them in when I can.
There's another. I was going to say something about that. Your mother there too, but anyway.
Yeah.
That's all good. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it is one of those games you can get away with it. You just have to deal with Annie afterwards.
Oh, what worse can my character do to Annie's character? But just put it out there right now. I think I've done the max, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you've already been all up in my mum's home.
Yeah.
So, a wisdom will save for Mark's character.
That's right. Should have worked out. I don't like that.
Happy
that's all right.
birthday, Mum.
Thank you.
Okay. Where's my wheel? Come on, I'm gonna put it. Hang on. Give me a second. I've got 17 of them dice. I'm just trying to work everything else. Will is Yeah, that's 27.
Okay, so you're fully aware as your sword comes out and stabs Nexa.
What?
That'll teach you. There you
Well-
go. Anyway, that's
And then you sheath it
Noted.
again.
I was going to say, but the point was the fact that he's at least 10 feet away from the party at that point. So,
He basically moved in a flash stab, then put sword away.
Was this all because of the mama jokes? Was it?
Yep. The sword was defending your honor.
Okay, that's right. She did say it was actually out of character, so that's very cool. So if you're talking about my dwarven mama, then I would be upset with it, so definitely. So, yeah.
So now you get to roll your sneak attack.
Oh, my damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Depending on the amount of damage, Nex is either going to be impressed or react.
14 per total. I did roll 1-6, but I rolled 1-6, but then I rolled 2 ones. So.
So yes, and you actually remembered the strike and the satisfaction of hitting.
In my head, this is in my head here.
Mm-hmm.
Sparky would have gone, yeah, that's how you do it with poking. Yeah. So.
well, Cordar says that's the last time that happens. If it happens again, you're not being anywhere near any of us.
Nex is begrudgingly impressed.
No, is next.
Stood up for
Sorry.
herself.
Next of male, female, I can't remember if we decided that yet. Was it male or female?
Male.
Next
Male.
to Helen Willie.
Okay. I did look at Corda, I said, he insulted my mother. I said, what do you expect me to do?
And?
And you wouldn't like it if I insulted your mother, would you?
Probably not, but my instant reaction is not to stab them through the heart.
Well,
Yeah, also
spleen.
one of the previous characters sprayed their jizz up my mother's walls and I didn't try to stab them either.
Look, whatever this previous character that I haven't met ever said, ever did,
He's
still doesn't
irrelevant.
mean that.
It's
Still
irrelevant. The
doesn't.
point is that
Yeah.
we can't trust you and your actions.
Well,
I believe
Maybe-
you can't trust you and your actions.
I wasn't disappointed in the action personally.
So you deliberately did it. Is that what you're saying?
No. I said I wasn't disappointed in the action. Didn't say I deliberately did it. There's two different things there for that. You need
Well,
to understand how
The
to
end
speak
result
about it.
appears very similar when you can't
yes.
control your own actions.
Oh, I know. Just that.
Because at the moment, it's a case of, under normal circumstances, and Cordai's certainly got his weapon ready, like he's ready to defend in case coming through. But Cordai, under normal circumstances, people may think certain things and feel and want to do certain things, but that doesn't mean they automatically do them.
But
For you at the moment, there appears to be no separation.
well, if
And I'm not saying it's your fault.
No.
I'm not saying it's your fault, but the point is...
Sparky really wants to fight back with this one. She just said, well, if there was no insult to my mother, there wouldn't be an issue right now. I said, it all came
Did
out
I
to...
insult your mother?
No, you haven't. I can talk to you. But
No, but I got stabbed just the same earlier this morning.
I can't remember that. I don't know what you're talking about.
You were there. You saw the blood on your hands afterwards.
Yeah, but I can't
We decided to
understand
not let too much be said about it at the time.
I don't know. That guy over there, that fella person, he could have put blood in my hands with his magical stuff that he does. I don't know.
I can tell you that did not happen.
Well, I don't know that, and I can't remember ever doing that, so I don't know what the problem is here. Right?
Well, from our perspective, it is the second time today.
Okay, so
It's the second time within 2 hours.
as you're discussing this, you see on the wall a magical image form up with this sort of reddish glow to it. The perspective from the rafters of the room you were in the morning, where you see Sparky get up, talking about practicing with her sword, and in the middle of speaking that, pulls out sword, jabs Cordar, puts it back again, and continues talking about cleaning her sword.
Do I say this too?
Yep.
I go silent.
As I said,
Is this a message for the gods?
and the rest of us are not blaming you for the situation, but you must understand that if you are unable to control your own actions, and you remember your own actions, or your actions occur with a thought indicates deed, it makes it hard for you to be around.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay.
But
Yeah.
let us continue to the crow, and we shall.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Still thinking about it, but in my mind,
There may be enough to keep you. There may be enough advantages to the situation if we can mitigate the disadvantages.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all right. I still sell the insult to my mother. I took offence to it anyway. Still.
And I'm not saying that the offence was unfair.
Oh no, I'm not saying this out loud. It's all in the Sparky brain.
Yep. But that's okay. And Cordar is okay. But he's also explaining the fact that yes, he doesn't agree that the insult was fair or reasoned or justified. But a rational person does not react that way.
Thank you.
Rational.
And that is the concern.
There's something I don't know about the rational in this party. It might be just very low dwarven speak when I say it. So yeah, that's okay. I will continue on.
Okay.
I occasionally give an occasional glass back to Nexa, but that's about it.
No, Nexa liked it. Nexa was impressed.
I'm very impressed that Nexa took it like a man. So.
Like your mom.
While we're
Wow.
while we're having the discussion,
Yes, go ahead, Jerry.
someone who is good at medicine can be bandaging her up.
Actually, I am good at medicine,
Like-
but I don't know if she wants me anywhere near her.
No. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be either Lunar, Cordar, or Balath, or Nexa potentially. But I'm thinking it potentially could just be medicine rather than like stop for 10 minutes and actually do a first aid check and things like that. Because hey, we can stop and chat for 10 minutes about the situation.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I know Cordar's got +5 on his medicine, but I expect a few people are slightly better than that. So
Yeah, I'm at +7 and also got battle medicine, so.
yeah, but
Anyway, but
we don't want to
have
battle
Nexa
medicine.
right now, so.
No, Nexa's not angry. It's fine.
I offer to heal Nexa. If he accepts it, then I'll definitely And I do kind of in a quiet whisper to her saying that was a pretty funny joke. So yeah. So
Like I say, I expect that I believe Balath actually has decent medicine as opposed to his healing spells.
He does as well.
yeah. But he doesn't heal anyone because he's a bastard.
So 14. So yeah.
So you get 2d8 healing for Annie.
Yeah. 8 points back, Annie. So, as Balath just
I
passes you
returned.
up.
Sorry, guys.
All good.
Oh, that's right. There was a few mum jokes that you missed out on. That's all. So.
I caught at least one of them, and I was screaming at my phone like, "Ah!"
Well, there was actually only one. Well, but then yes, Bella packed Nexa up somewhat while Gordar was having words with Sparky.
Keep wanting to say the previous
That doesn't
character.
sound like something Bella would do. Jokes, Bella really likes next up.
Okay, we're just talking the first aid for 10 minutes while we do it. Basically, putting a bandage on it. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, the skill's fine. Just not going to spend any magic.
No, that's right. That's right. We're deliberately not using magic.
And giving themselves 10 minutes to have a discussion about not
Right.
stabbing party members.
Fair enough.
So, but then yes, so Cordar will again let Pinwinkle go ahead, probably about 20 feet this time, on the idea it might give more of a chance to actually recover. But he will be watching more carefully. No, left, straight ahead, left, right. Until we get to at least the long passage with no turn off to say, okay, she probably can't go wrong from here.
Yes, and then you spend the I think it's about 40 odd minutes of walking down that long straight passageway.
Yep.
Hi ho. Off the tunnel you go.
And eventually you find yourself in the room with the drainage.
Yep, the four-way room. So, and then Cordar will encourage Lucky to head northwards by turning right.
Okay. Yes, call us it.
And yes, as Lucky's going ahead with the hi-ho, Cordar's thinking maybe stepping part of the
Hey, does he say Lucky is the first one? This could interfere with my sword situation right now. If he says Sparky, I'm okay. If he says Lucky, I might get offensive to that. But it's okay.
Did I say Lucky? Oh, okay.
I'm just putting it out there. You're triggering all Sparky's situations right now. I'm just saying.
I didn't deliberately use the wrong name. So,
right.
or even a implied nickname.
That's alright. Sparky's in a very forgiving mood at the moment.
But
I'll continue on following whatever Cordar tells me to do. I'll do.
Yep.
And I'll just look ahead using my my red vision now, but I'll use my dark vision as much as I can. It's more important, so.
When we get to there's a small room off to the side between the crossroads and the captain's thing. The Cordar will suggest Sparky, if you just wait here, we'll go and talk to the captain.
Okay. I'll just sit down and just look at my shield. Yeah.
Yes, not at your sword.
What? Not polish your sword and be the only person there for it to attack?
Annie, shush, because I know the comment coming out of her mouth right now. But no, I'm just looking at my shield. So.
But yeah, so we'll continue down that corridor. I think we're going about another 50 feet or something type stuff. But the until we can get to that room and then see if the captain is present.
Okay, so as you enter the room, you are greeted by Lockerbie.
Yes, Captain Lockerbie. Yes, and he's standing on the path or something, like he's visible.
Still underneath.
Still underneath. Yes. Okay. Yes, we just came to let you know that the brooch has been returned. Your widow is bereaved, but happy to know that you are now at rest.
He thanks you for your kindness.
We have some questions about the sword and the buckler that was in your chest.
What he heard of the sword, he's not really a sword person, so he just stuck it in his chest when he won it.
So, do you know more of the history, or can you tell us again the story about how you obtained it?
Well, there was this amazing swordsman who shows up and challenges him to a game of chance. And he was doing fairly well, and then basically said he's happy to, if throw in his sword that he'd made such a name with himself with, so he says, if we were willing to stake what we had left. Some of the others pulled out, but I thought, why not? And then somehow I won. But I had a bad feeling about the sword, so I just put it in a chest and went, I don't really need to draw a weapon. I use a boat. If the time came, I'll pull it out.
So you're suggesting that, yes, he was seemingly winning until he bet his life's possession and then he lost.
But he didn't seem sad for losing. He actually seemed quite happy as he walked away.
Did you have a good hand?
To be honest, it wasn't a great hand. But...
I'm so glad that Sparky not getting so many comments right now that Sparky heard. I wish she would have said something by now. I'm saying, okay?
But it was my life savings are already on the table, so I didn't really want to walk away with less than I came with, and the little more I added to the pool was not going to make the difference to leave with. So I went
in for a penny, in for a pound. I do understand.
Yeah, and I thought, well, worst case I lose it all. Wasn't worst case. I won that, and then bad luck just seemed to come left, right, and centre. Nothing ever seemed to go well for me. Every venture I tried to do seemed to fail.
Yes. I feel that. Yes, that hand that you won was possibly not such good winnings after all.
And every crewmate of mine died a horrible death. Some sort of accident claimed each of their lives. Right before my eyes, too.
Until finally, your ship itself and you went down in ship.
Well,
I would also recommend, I believe you mentioned that you had difficulties returning to your ship with the seawater and things like that.
Yeah.
I should mention, I wouldn't try any further. It appears that your ship has been, someone else has taken up residence within your ship, and it's someone you don't wish to meet.
They're welcome to my ship. I got a little nuts when I lost all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been with most of my crew for 20 odd years before the ship went down.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine. And you can imagine watching the people you grew up with and worked side by side for years die in random deaths.
Approximately how long was it between winning the sword and your own death?
About a month.
Am I in any hearing distance of this mountain at the moment or not?
That's completely up to you, because he's not being quiet about it.
Okay. If you stayed in the spot where you were told,
then yes, you could hear it.
You probably you could certainly hear the talking. Whether you actually hear the word might be a different. But if you listen for it, you probably could hear it.
Did you want to listen?
I'll be doing a lot of giggling, by the way, just certain comments that just came into my mind based on our Mama Jokes before, so there'll be a little bit of giggling from Sparky, but that's about it, kind of thing. She's interested, but she's wants to have some alone time with the sword before she asks some of my questions.
Okay.
With the sword out? You're going alone time with the sword?
Not at this moment, and not with the sword out, okay? So, she's taken record of all these things that are said now. It starts to relate to some of her things recently. So.
Okay. But yeah, so... Well... I understand that you've been down here for some time. Do you know anything else about this this facility?
He says, yes, he actually does. He says, to the south where you see the crossroads, you'll actually find a bunch of Darrow.
Darrow. Do we know Darrow?
They are...
I know Darrow, but I'm wondering whether or not the party, do we know Darrow?
At which point, if you had your dwarf with you, he would be able to explain completely.
Yeah.
But for most of you, it just sounds like a slang term for a dwarf.
Okay.
And then he does point out that the Darrow are cursed dwarves, much like Drow are cursed elves.
Mm-hmm. Interesting you should use that particular phrase, but so
and he says very similar to how the bleached are cursed gnomes.
You appear quite knowledgeable on these curses.
I come from Varisia. Curses are the stake of any seaman's life.
Especially those that win at gambling.
And apparently winning at gambling was the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Yes. So there are Darrow controlling the this facility to the south, you say?
Yes, by the name of Cadamus, Portique, and Atalia.
There are three Darrow.
Yep.
And do they live here, or?
Well, they seem to be working in a laboratory there.
Ah. Okay. So that's to the south of from there. The entrance where we came from the west of this room. There was another passage off to the west and a passage down to the south from that first entryway.
Okay, the passage down to the south, he says, he wouldn't go there. It's basically too slippery to maintain your footing unless you can go through the muck.
Mm-hmm.
And that room is quite toxic.
Okay. Is there anything beyond that room that makes it worthwhile to continue in that direction?
It's a way to get from the stairs you entered to the north of it to the walkway you went to the south of it.
Okay, so we could easily go round it, is what
Yes.
you're saying. And to the further east?
To the further east, there is a bit of a collapsed tunnel there with some green slime. I'm sure you've dealt with green slime before. It's fantastic to get rid of people you don't need anymore.
And is there anything beyond that way other than the green slime?
It comes into the area below the collapsed area to the south. It's basically, there are 3 ways to get there from where you came in, taking each direction.
So if we head south from here, it is the safest route to get to the Darrow.
That would be correct.
Well, I would suggest that would be the way we want to go then. So, you say they're operating a laboratory there? Do you know what they're experimenting or doing?
They take people from the city and bring them down here and experiment on them.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information.
He is willing to help you, but he can't be near any of you in fear of basically not being able to tell a friend from foe.
We have enough experience of that already. We'll leave you to your painting. Do you need more paints?
I mean, there was a dwarf sitting on like a dwarf kind of pub song in the background. So.
Yes.
But he is happy to follow behind and assist if you're in trouble, but he does not wish to trouble and harm you.
If you are willing to accompany, then that would be appreciated. Hopefully your help will not be required, beyond the information that you've already presented.
Okay.
So then, we'll go back to the room where, like back down south to, and speak to Sparky from River District, saying, "Nah."
Yo, what's going on?
The captain suggests that there are Darrow to the south of us. Do you know Darrow?
I would completely know Darrow, wouldn't I?
Yes, that they're your bedtime horror stories of dwarves gone bad. If you don't behave yourself, you'll turn into a Darrow.
Oh, if there's any, if Darrow are down here, we need to get rid of them.
Well, but in that sense, are they the boogeyman that you don't actually believe exists, or they're the boogeyman that people know exists?
They're the boogeyman he knows exists that
okay.
all
bad dwarves can become if they're bad.
Right. Okay.
So when I was a dwarf and teenager, about 25 years, I was around that, we were told nightmare stories about this, and if we ever did anything wrong, we'd be sent to the Darrows. So they're people we don't really want to meet, and
these ones are apparently abducting people from Magnamar, and conducting experiments on them.
Did we say, did they abduct any kind of race, or was it just purely just who was available?
Hard to tell because you weren't told that much.
That's what I was about to say.
You hear the scraping of stone and the dripping of water from the passageway to the north.
Yep. Okay. I will look back over my shoulder and say, "Excuse me, Captain. Would you be able to actually draw a quick map of the area? I've got the description, but if we can get an idea exactly how far the space is and
so
whether or not there's any
looking down the
allocation
passageway, you see that.
Okay.
Just for everyone else's perspective, that is what Jeremy sees down the passageway.
And the really disconcerting thing is, he doesn't necessarily think it's the most dangerous thing the party's facing right now.
Oh, how does Sparky and it the sword of greatness, I'm going to call it, react to this?
No. I said this is what Cordar was thinking not change.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. If I saw that, I know what the sword would be doing right now. But anyway, I thought I'd just.
But yeah, so Cordar will certainly be taken aback a bit when he sees the visage, but he was somewhat prepared for someone who was, yes, at least aware enough of themselves to understand their limitations and their issues, which is more than he's thinking some can think of right now.
Which you do identify him as undead, and as undead, all their alignments are automatically evil no matter what they were in life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying he can't control himself is literal, not just a he thinks he might attack you. He probably will attack you whether he wants to or not.
If we show any weakness. Yep. But yes, he will. Can you draw a map on the wall there beside you, or
he draws?
I provide you some paper.
He draws quite the artistic map for you, so you can. His room.
Okay, yep.
He was in that room there.
Yep.
A long passageway is
off
off
the
there.
side. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Presumably the complex of rooms down the bottom there is the Darrow's facility. Can he talk about exactly what sort of what we're expecting in those rooms? Have we got spots where we might be able to attack them from ambush or anything like that sort of stuff?
Okay, he says that in the main area there, which you'll be able to describe to the others, is their common area.
Yep.
The area to the north there is Cadmus's lab. So he is basically dragging people there regularly. The area off to the bottom is Porticue's laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really know what's happening there either. And in the area off to that side is Atlatia's dungeon.
Someone will be right back. I didn't get who, but so.
That would be Mark.
Right.
So as the sounds like a female Darrow.
Okay. And the is it all the same level? It's all about are they 5 foot or 10 foot squares?
They are 10 foot squares.
10 foot squares.
And there is a set of stairs going. I think it's up or down. I got to check.
That's
Hard
right.
to
I'm
tell.
more thought about the idea. Okay, so if we come from that passage, effectively from the western end of that room, which is like from coming from the most direct path where we are right now, yeah. Do we know in this common area are we likely to have spots where we can try and hide and catch them by surprise or anything like that as we come through?
He does not think so because they use magic to ward their area.
Right.
And the spiral staircase in the middle there just goes down.
Down. Right. Not that he hasn't been down that far, down that staircase. Okay.
That's where they came from.
Right. So based on the descriptions of Darrow type stuff, it potentially goes down a very, very long way.
Well, into the Darklands.
Yeah.
And that that he says there may be more because he only knows of the 3 and has tried to keep his distance from them.
Yeah. Can you hold the map up again for a moment?
Yep.
Okay. Noting that it may be inappropriate for you to fight alongside us, are you willing to fight the Darrow?
He is to assist you.
Well, perhaps if we were to come in from this passage to the west of the Darrow lair, and you could also come in from the north?
He will come when he is fighting.
Mm-hmm. At least that way, there might be duo between us and him anyway.
But he will not initiate anything.
No, that's correct. Okay, so for those of you listening, basically, yes, we've got a complex where the Dero reside that has a few different rooms in it, but we can basically potentially get to at least the common room and have the undead prepared to attack from a flanking position. So I would suggest that we quietly creep up onto the end of that passage to at least see what we can see at that point. I'm expecting that Sparky is probably the sneakiest.
In many different ways. I can. Yeah. So, did you want me to go in front of you guys, or how did you want to do this?
So okay, we're going to go down, and if we wait about 30 feet or something from the end of the passageway, and let Sparky go forward.
So Sparky's taking point.
Sparky's going to take point, and
literally
reconnoiter the room, and to see if you can see what's going on in there at this moment in time.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a few comments there, but that would trigger Annie too much, so I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to, when we get to that mark, I'll roll stealth, Martin, if you want. So.
Okay, give me a stealth roll as you enter a blue glow.
Cordar's going to have his longbow ready to be able to
shoot Sparky if needed.
Shoot something at us.
28, Martin.
28. Okay, so as you step forward and into a area of blue glow that lights up around you, as you step near some fungus.
Does he recognise the fungus?
He does. It is a edible food that is also used as a sentry by dwarves because they glow with the warmth of living things nearby.
Right. Okay. So they serve two functions: a food and
light.
Early warning system and light potentially. Yes. Yeah. I can imagine you grew it down the passageway and light up and turn off just like your spaceship lights.
Well, you did know that there was various Darrow traps, but you don't know what these Darrows would have used.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. As I said, I would have known about probably mount the plants, but I wouldn't know what they'd be used for. So that's very cool. So yeah. So cool.
most dwarves use them as the equivalent of nightlights and other sort of stuff. But they are also wary of them because you get too close, you can actually take damage from touching them.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, they eat them, but they generally cook them.
It's like pufferfish. Eat it with care.
Now, I've just got to write this down, just for my reference. Is there a rapier +1? Do I know that?
At the moment, considering you're now aware of your actions, it is a +2.
Oh, okay.
Well, but realistically, the plus doesn't matter too much. It apparently always hits.
Yes.
If it chooses to hit, it hits.
But now it does 2 extra dice of damage when it hits.
True, okay, yes, it will do more damage.
Okay, I'm just going to put something down, so I'll just start talking about this one. So. That's cool.
But yeah, so did he see anything in this room?
Yes, looking into the room as you finally get there, you see that to the east there's a shadowy balcony overlooking the room at a height of about 10 feet, which is that area of the stairs. The stairs go up into that area above.
Okay. And we're coming in underneath that balcony?
And you're coming in across from it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
right. Yep.
let's see.
Yep.
So you are coming in this side.
Yep.
And this balcony comes up here.
Oh, okay.
And
Right. So
overlooks the area
balcony's
there.
over the other side of the room. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And in the center of the room is a wide spiral stairwell that descends into darkness. And there's another set of stairs across from it going up.
Okay. The blue fungus
Yeah.
Where did that start lighting up? Like, is that along the corridor? Is that
that was
at
near.
the-
That was on the
at
edge of the
chamber,
room.
effectively? Yeah,
Chamber of the room itself.
Okay.
Uh,
So the fungus is actually in the chamber, but it detected him just as he arrived. Basically.
Yep.
Yep, that makes sense. And can you see anyone in the chamber?
okay, so as you are there, you get to make a will saving throw.
Me? Yep, can do.
Everybody, or just him?
Him, because he's the one there.
We're not close enough yet.
As I then tell him the other effects of the mushrooms.
Yeah, so far out. I want this reroll now. I need a reroll for this one.
You need a reroll for this one?
Yeah. There's another dice that's gone back in the bag. What a day. Oh, even better. That's 11 total with a plus 9, right?
11 total
No.
for plus 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that other dice goes back in the bag. I swear I'm got the little weird curse, man. I really do.
Okay, so one thing you do remember that has just jumped into your brain about these things is while dwarves do use them for a nightlight, it actually, for every 24 hours you're within its light radius, it can do wisdom damage.
Okay.
Alright, I don't need wisdom.
Because hey, for some dwarves, they actually prefer the effects of having their, wisdom reduced, especially the military.
You're going to follow orders, you don't think.
Yep.
or consider your actions.
Okay. Okay. I assume I have a temporary wisdom modifier or minus 2 or not?
Well, you did say after 24 hours, so maybe not.
Okay.
Well, every 24 hours you have to make a
It
save.
makes sense. Oh, yes, okay.
And failure on the save reduces your wisdom by a set amount.
Oh, there you go. So you probably are that much less able to resist the effects of the sword.
But the longer you spend in there, the higher the DC of the save.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Okie dokie.
But yeah, so
Now, I suppose I'm in the... Go ahead, Jeremy.
okay, you said he didn't see anyone in the room.
Let me see. That is a chance of that. Oh no, there's no one in the room at this stage.
Okay.
Can I do the dwarf signals of... like a shrug of the shoulders back to Jeremy?
Yep. So you're signaling that it's all clear.
I give him the thumbs.
Yep.
The dwarven thumb.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Annie, no, don't go there, no, Annie. No,
And is he waiting at the entrance, or is he ducking into the room?
If I feel I'm safe, I will try to find a spot where it's some sort of kind of shadow there, not next to the plants for obvious reasons, but and I'll give the thumbs up back to Jeremy, and then I'll kind of walk
Corner, I'll probably signal yet. Just head off towards, I think, the northern side of the room, the closest set of...
Has the closest room.
Yep. And the rest of us will come up to that entranceway to have a look. So, did you give any warning about the mushrooms? Not at that stage, did you? You just said they were...
No, he did
Well,
not.
I didn't because I'm stealthing at the moment, so I probably didn't
that's
say
fine.
anything.
Okay, so as everyone else comes up, everyone else gets to make their wisdom saving throw. Will saving throw, I should say.
Alright, mine is +8.
I'm not rolling because I've got bad rolls tonight.
Victor's on +8, did you say?
Yep.
17 total.
Mm-hmm.
And Balath. Oops.
Hang on. Thank you very much.
Luckily, you spoke up before he said the number. What'd you get, David?
Just 2 seconds.
What, don't you trust me?
The oops is the bad part there.
Funny story, I get 7.
You get 7?
That was still better than my oops. Or is that 7 total?
7 total.
Oh, okay, no, my oops was probably better then. So I at least rolled a 5 on the die.
Okay, so for the moment, your character...
Next I got 24.
So ballast wisdom has dropped by 1 point, so it's now if it's a +1, it's now a 0. What's your wisdom
gotcha.
bonus?
I'm just about to pull that up. Considering it is my least important stuff, I'm not that scared. However, it's a thing that will bite me on the backside immediately.
What?
Did you say 8? I can genuinely double check.
Wisdom of 14, so we're wisdom down to 13.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you're
well,
+1,
it'd be the
so
equivalent of wisdom of 12.
Okay, yeah, so it actually drops your bonus by 1.
It's
so
dropping your entire bonus by 1, not the numbers.
I assume that's
Which,
the same for
so,
every
technically, it doesn't make much difference between 13 and 12.
So, Mark, you didn't fail your save.
Oh, did I fail it? Oh, I thought I failed. Sorry, my apologies.
But I rolled thinking you did, and then you chose, you actually told me what you got.
Dwarven immunity, obviously.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so basically we will...
I don't remember if someone rolled it for me.
Yeah, we did.
And you
I
survived.
got about 16 on the die, I think, from memory, so it was going to be enough. And so obviously, yeah, we get to that passageway entrance, and presumably see nothing.
And you see it has a metal door on the room itself.
On the room that
To the north.
Sparky's headed towards.
Yep.
Yep. So, okay. So is there anything? Is there anything in this room? Can we stand behind any cover or anything like that sort of stuff?
There is basically no. This is a room full of fungus.
Okay, right. In which case, then, yeah, basically we will indicate Sparky to go and check the door at the same time as we're moving up, be in a position to respond if anything comes up. Can we see any other doors or exit? There was another set of stairs, another set of doors down the other end.
So yes, there was one set of stairs going up, one set of stairs going down, and I will give you each of your perception roll as you walk through the room.
Well, staying towards the eastern and then northern wall, although not scraping along egg fungus. So, perception for Corda is 18. Luna, 15 on the die. Victor. So 23 for perception for Luna.
Okay.
Do I roll again, Martin, at all? Or?
Yes, you can roll for perception to notice something else.
Yeah, I got
22 for Bella.
21 for Sparky at the second middle. Sparky,
Okay. So those of you who got 20 notice that there is a secret door in the southern wall that has the Sahedron rune on it.
Guys, I found a door here.
And that
Add
wasn't.
on to the-
I'm assuming that wasn't pointed out by Captain.
Captain didn't know about it.
But yes, but that's on the southern wall. So they're spotted across the room. Okay. We'll get to it. Keep your eye on it. Make sure that nothing comes through it. Cordar's looking. Okay, he's got his bow ready to be able to shoot up into the balcony and or the other doorway across. So.
Okay, you are ready for action. So
Sparky, see if you can confirm the door is safe to open, and see if you can open the door. Or see if you
check
get
it
on the other side.
right now. And I roll a 21.
21, having a good look. You feel as if there are no traps there, though technically I think that's a secret roll.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it certainly can be considered a secret roll on the idea that you don't know how well you went.
Oh no, if it's got the keyword secret, it's supposed to be rolled by the GM.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like I say, and a fine trap would, like I say, that all editions it's often been secret on the idea the player doesn't know how well they rolled when the GM says, "Oh, we don't find any traps."
If I feel it's okay, I test the door. Is it locked or not?
It does not appear to be locked. The door is cold.
Okay.
Why don't you go stab the trap?
I ignore Luna, and I will open the door slowly,
Okay. You open it slowly. There is a bit of a creaking noise.
Oh, okay. I feel got that kind of wicked twinge in my eye when that happens. Oh no.
You forgot the standard thief trick of the oil can on the hinges before you open it.
I did the right thing. I checked the trap first. So,
Okay. And looking inside, you see a 20-foot square dome chamber with a pair of low operating tables with leather straps holding people down, and someone with a set of surgical tools working on them.
Is there a person there?
Well, not a person, a horrific thing from your nightmares, a Darrow.
Now, based on my sword, what do I do now?
You seem to be staring at it, and
Okay, remember, you can still act as much as you can, or you think you can, under your own power. So if your thought is to draw your sword and attack them, then you find out whether or not will let you do that.
Okay. Based on it's a creature of my nightmares, I'd like to put it down as soon as possible because I don't believe anything good comes of these creatures. So
And
I would like to
shooting through
sneak
the doorway.
if possible.
Yep.
I'd like to sneak behind it and stab it.
Okay, so you sneak right up behind it, go to pull your blade from your belt. Next thing you know, your belt comes loose, your pants fall down, and something behind you attacks you.
So there was apparently no reaction from the squeaking door, but at least not that he saw. But yeah, so Cordar was planning on shooting through the door at the Darrow. So
well, you saw him sneaking up first with and as he sneaks up to do something, you see something that looks basically like a mismatch of various creatures sewn together come out of the shadows to the side and attack him.
Right. Well, I will shoot that thing then first to say easier target.
So you have ready, you get to attack first as it goes in to attack the person who's just dropped his pants.
19 on the die.
19 on the dice is a hit.
Yep.
When did I drop my pants? I just...
When you went to draw your sword.
So that's 28 to hit.
28 to hit is just still a normal hit.
Just a normal hit, yep. 5 points of damage. Yep, no bonus for the strength on this one, so straight 5 points of non-magical piercing.
Of non-magical piercing?
Yeah.
Okay. How much?
5.
5. Okay. You apparently don't feel as if you've done any damage.
Okay.
Okay. So, then it strikes out at our doomed dwarf. Hitting an armor class of 20.
Damn it, just on the button, huh? Damn it. Okay.
Well, that's alright. You actually had a dexterity penalty on your AC because your pants around your feet. Around your ankles.
Jeremy, do not encourage Martin. Well, it's his birthday and I'll accept all things. Do not encourage him, please.
Okay, so it does 11 points of piercing damage, and now you get to make a saving throw.
What kind of saving throw? Fortune?
Just checking. Yes, fortitude.
Okay. 18.
Okay, on an 18. Okay.
Marty, put on a battle music. This is not a battle music.
It's okay.
Initiative's about to be rolled. This effectively surprise.
So this was a ready and a surprise.
Yep.
And I just have to make some notes.
Oh, I don't like when you do that. Oh, I really don't. Well, it's your birthday. I appreciate that you're doing the right thing, but I still don't like you doing those notes. That's all.
Okay, and I'll see if I can find some nice
Battle teams, hey!
Get creepy music because it's a nightmare creature, so nightmare creatures.
I think the Sailor Moon themes.
Oh, Sailor Moon. It's from the. Well, I understand what you're trying to get at, Annie.
Always looking for a good one.
Okay, so it is now initiative as you get to face someone's horrific nightmares.
Would I use my stealth roll again, though?
No, because apparently you are no longer stealthy.
Stealth. Okay, cool. What's the last question?
Well, Victor, I rolled both their initiatives at the same time. It doesn't make a huge difference which guy you want to choose. You can have the 7 or the 8. I don't really care.
Okay, I got plus 10 because I have incredible initiative.
Okay, well, you're on 18 and Cordar's on 14.
Next is on 16.
20,
What about
23.
the on Martin?
Yeah, 23 for Sparky.
And Bella?
Sorry, 8.
8 total?
8 total.
Okay, so... And just gotta grab one more beastie.
So at the moment we can see apparently 2 enemies and you say 2 humans cut to the table?
Well, 2 bodies.
2 bodies, okay.
You don't really think of them as human at this stage anymore, not with the amount of parts missing.
2 originally human bodies.
That's probably closer to it.
Right.
Okay.
And when you say this creature seems to be a mismatch of parts, some of them might have been human originally?
You think they were all various monsters.
Right.
So it could have any sort of ability because it does look
Yep.
like a carrion golem.
Right.
Any Full Metal Alchemist fans? Why does it hurt, big brother?
Yes, I'm a full metal Alchemist fan, yes.
Okay.
I know what you get
And Martin's dye is on fire for his birthday.
Which is not particularly unusual.
Oh, it's Martin's birthday? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I said the 4. I did say. I was about to say you didn't know, so I said it 4 times tonight. That's okay.
That's okay. People miss these things. Okay, so right in front of you, the surgeon turns around and slashes at you with their surgical knife.
This is the Darrow that we got.
The Darrow, yep. And apparently stabs it deep into your backpack.
So, you pick off the mark, but not so. He was a bit surprised and turned around and stabbed wildly.
And as you're turning around trying to grab your pants, that they've lost their surgical knife and have to turn around and grab another one, spending an extra action. And so for their final action, they try to stab at you again. Otherwise, they would have got 3 attacks out on him.
No, fair call.
And apparently, they do a lot better this time, but they do not have the full attack. It is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, I'm 20. I said.
Okay. With the 22, it does. Not too bad. 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
On the black side, there was no sneak attack dice rolled in there.
I know, but I've lost half my health in 2 hits, so yeah, that's better.
Okay, and next person up is the golem on the other side of you.
Alright.
You know, Mark, it's
Yes.
completely accidental that Cordar sent you in by yourself.
Okay, and you do notice that the belt and the sword are all on the ground at the moment.
Oh, really, Martin?
Yep.
Okay.
I did say it was a cursed sword. I never said it was actually a nice sword.
He said, no. He said, anything it decides to hit, it will hit.
Yep.
What it decides to hit is the big question.
Okay, so the first attack it makes is a armor class of 17.
Miss.
And then it tries to hit you again.
Yep.
Using its claw, which means it it's an agile attack.
It's a -4.
Yep. So it hits armor class 28.
Yep, that's
Not quite a critical.
still.
Okay, extra dice. So I do like your d6s here. Ooh, that's a nice roll. So that is 13 points of slashing damage.
I'm down to 13 points. I'm down to 5 points now.
Jesus.
Just so Jeremy can see the fun. And that creature can technically have a extra attack.
I should be agile as well, is it?
Lucky Sparky.
So that means it at this point it now has a +6 to its roll.
And it lays its eggs in you.
Hits an 11, so I think you're lucky.
Not quite a critical miss.
All that other positive goodness.
But it did go to town on you with trying to bite and claw you twice.
Yep.
And you can hear that deep growl in the background.
Oh, don't worry, I'm on the character picture, it's okay.
And just so you know, it's now Sparky's turn, and your pants are stuck to the ground.
I don't worry about my pants now, I'm worried about getting the sword. Because as I know in Pathfinder, there's no disengage, because I couldn't find anything in that already.
Well, there's also very little attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know what these things have, so I really don't want to... Because right now, if I move out, I'm going to get whack, kind of thing. So I would like to pick up a rapier first.
Okay, you bend down and you can't pick it up.
Ooh, okay. What can I do for 2 actions then? I'm just looking at now.
How many of those creatures are? Like one or?
There's 2 attackers on him at the moment.
You can see one Darrow and one mismatch Frankenstein golem made out of many creatures.
Now I can...
Does the mismatched Frankenstein golem look undead or just constructed?
Well, yes, for both.
It's clearly made of dead parts, and they're moving.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Darrow was working on a table, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I can do a 5-foot step, can't I? Without attack of opportunity.
You can if you leave your pants behind.
I'm not worried about my pants right now. I'm worried about being alive.
Then yes, you can make a 5-foot step, and you're stepped away from your sword and clothing.
You can do a step action as opposed to a stride action.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at there. So, doing a step action, would I be able to step so that only the one of the people actually in range of me? Is it possible or not?
Well, you could do 2 steps and effectively move 10 feet and try and get somewhat behind the Darrow underneath the table.
You can do that, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, so you're taking cover under the table.
I'm going. It's best. Oh, I don't think I'm having it. Help, guys. In the best funny streamline voice I can do.
And we can see the rapier still on the floor.
Yep.
Okay.
So you know you're safe.
That's right.
Okay, so Luna is up next.
Just kill everything. Kill everything.
We can't hear
sorry,
you,
I
Victor.
was talking to myself, sorry.
All good.
The first thing Luna will do is use my automatic knowledge, so it's a free action to do a recall knowledge occult on these things. So if I can check if there's some vulnerability or something that I can see on those monsters.
Okay, then what is your bonus?
When I
recall
use
knowledge is a
automatic
secret
knowledge, I
roll.
got a total of 17 total because I don't get all the bonuses.
So it's straight 17.
Insurance one? Okay, so straight 17. You can do that on the free
So
Can you do the assurance on the free roll?
No, I can't use assurance on automatic knowledge. I only have automatic knowledge in occult because you need to spend the it's a feat directly on occult skill.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, does it use your assurance DC effectively?
Yep, automatic
It does,
knowledge.
okay.
It's needs to be used with
Okay.
assurance.
I was just
It
checking to
can't be
make
rolled
sure.
Without
Okay, for a 17 then. I would say you do know that the Darrow generally serve demons.
Okay. What I will do is.
And they basically
okay.
have become Darrow because of their service to demons. It's not sure if the service itself or the demons come first.
Oh, interesting.
Or whether they've been too affected by their nightlights to fight off the demons.
Is that true? It's a lot harder to fight them off when you're low in wisdom.
Your nightlight there to keep the darkness away is what brings the darkness in.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Then what Luna will do is I will focus myself on my Curse of the Cosmos and I will cast a focus spell that is called Spray of Stars.
Mm-hmm.
That is 2 actions for a 15-foot cone fire damage.
Okay.
Right?
15-foot cone fire damage into the room.
Yep.
And
And
so-
the creatures in the area must attempt a reflex saving throw of the DC 19.
Okay. Is that cone from your hand type stuff? So you're moving forward to get within 15 feet of them?
I believe
I
you must.
probably will need to move forward because if I am not in range, I will have
Okay,
to
so
stand.
I will
Okay,
roll.
two-action spell?
I will roll for the 2 creatures, and Mark will roll for his character.
And then I'll
Okay.
roll damage for you. How much damage are we talking?
The damage is 2d4 fire damage only.
24.
What, I need to roll reflexes
Yeah.
as well?
Yes, you do.
You use for a reflex save, and then depending on the reflex save, something else can happen.
What was the DC again? 19.
19. Yeah.
Okay, they both made it.
Okay.
23. Hold on.
Alright, success is half damage, but dazzle for 1 half round.
So they
Because,
take.
So I
this
took
the spray of stars.
6 on the 2d4, so we're talking 3 damage.
And they are all dazzled for 1 round.
Oh, dazzled for a round, right.
That's my whole turn. The other thing that's happened is that I activate my curse. My curse is now raised to minimum, alright? And when this happens, I get a feeble 1.
Mm-hmm.
I have a penalty against grapple, shove, and other forms of forced movement. And that's it. And I also get... Yeah, that's it for now.
So the effect of dazzled is if vision is your only precise sense, creatures and objects are concealed from you. So, enfeebled, I think, is the -1 to everything type stuff, isn't
I believe that is.
it? Strength based and DCs. Yeah, melee attacks, strength based damage, and athletics checks.
Okay. Well, that's disappeared. Okay, so yes. I'll grab that later as I need it. Okay, so that was Luna's turn. Nexa is now up. So Sparky is on 2 hit points now, by the way.
No, yeah, I'm right. I'm thinking of next character class. That's okay.
So is Nexa in the room?
Next have to move forward to be in melee range,
Nexa would have to move in.
but it's only a one move, like one action move to get in there.
Yeah. Alright. Nexa's gonna step in. What would be the closest, enemy to Nexa?
The
Closest
big
enemy
golem.
is the golem.
Is there only... Was there 2? Or was there only
There is one
left?
golem, and then there was a evil dwarf.
Alright. But the golem's the closest.
and also the biggest.
About the same
Also
size,
what?
actually. They're both medium.
Okay, so it's not actually. I was picturing a big hulking thing. But I think the golem is taller.
Oh, this is my first combat with this character. I'm so excited. I just realized that.
The great axe.
You attack it with the great axe?
Yeah.
So, give it an attack roll.
What do I add to attack again? Sorry.
You add your strength bonus, you add your level, and you add 2.
Yeah, you suppose you're already trained rather than expert, I would expect. I would expect you're probably adding your +1 great axe.
Striking great axe +1. Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect you'd be adding about +10ish.
Well, I just rolled an 18.
So that makes it a hit. If you had have had a +11, it would have been a critical hit.
So I'm assuming that she's got strength of the same as Cordar, which is 18. And then yeah, because she's a barbarian rather than a fighter, she's not actually expert in the weapon yet.
So she also gets to make a fortitude saving throw first.
Rolled a 14, fortitude +8.
Okay, then...
Nice.
Okay, so it smells terrible, so it's obviously dead.
So how much damage do you do with your great axe?
2d12.
Yep. +4.
Just figuring out which one of these has 12 sides.
The dodecahedron on one.
So the one that has a 1 on one side and it has a 12 on the opposite side of it.
Got it. Alright, 2 of these.
It's the easiest way to tell someone.
And 9.
If it's got a 15, it's got a D12.
So how much did you get? How much did you do?
A 9 and a 6.
So 15 +4 is 19 damage.
19 damage, and it is magical.
That's magical, yeah. Magical slashing.
His next range that does range 2 damage.
Hey guys, I must take a glass of water. I will be back soon.
All good. Next person up is... actually, that was your first attack. You've had 1 move, 1 attack. Would you like to make a second attack?
What's my, what's the word? Detrimental...
You get a -5 to your attack roll. So you'd add 5 to whatever you roll.
Yeah, fuck it, go again.
So I wouldn't see any reason not to attack it yet.
Rolled a 13.
18 on the die.
So as an 18, it misses.
Okay.
But no detrimental effect to you.
Alright.
But you have managed to get in 2 swings with 1 strike, and then Corda's up.
Okay. Is the thing looking badly hurt at the moment?
It does look a bit hurt, but it does have a bit of cover due to Nexuff to shoot at from a distance.
I wasn't planning on taking another shot. I was going to take, drop the bow, and as I move forward, I will draw my shock longsword and shield. Which dropping 0, walk, move forward, 1 attack.
1 attack.
Which misses. Total of total 16.
16. Okay, so yes, it comes in and misses with the shocking sound of it arcing through the air.
I am back. My name is.
Nothing yet.
You didn't miss anything. Corda did. So Balath is now up.
Alright, let's do Belath Detect Undead.
Okay, how many actions is that?
It's actually Disrupt Undead, but it's the only Detect Undead. Belath knows.
The method detection is cast a spell, if it takes damage, it's undead. So disrupt undead is
Exactly right.
a 1 or 2 action.
This success.
Okay, I
This detect yung that touch.
I believe Disrupt Undead doesn't have a...
Disrupt. Sorry, I missed that. Say again.
Astrona asked, I believe Disrupt Undead has a saving throw, not an attack roll.
That's correct. It's Fortitude. Let me just find the DC.
It's fine, we don't need the DC at this stage because it passes right through it.
Yep. Yes. Your detection confirms it's not undead.
Yeah, gotcha. And that'll do for me.
Yeah, that was 2 actions. You've technically got 1 more, but probably moved to go to find a bit of a good spot to look from.
That'll do.
So the Darrow moves up to Cordar because you moved closer to it.
Yep, to get around next and stuff. Yep.
So it has 1 action to move, 1 to attack you, hitting armor class of 13.
Are you guys considering that the things that I hate are dazzled?
Yeah, they are dazzled, so they technically are not going through, but it doesn't matter. So 13 is actually critical miss. My AC is 23.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, because they need to do a flat check to see if
in which case it was a miss on the DC for the flat check.
Yeah.
So his first thing he swings at you, misses. It's not even a critical miss. He just doesn't even.
Get close. Yep.
He's attacking the wrong square.
Yep.
Then he tries to attack you again, and it's another swing into empty air.
Okay.
Which still counts as an attack, even if he doesn't success.
Yep.
And
so the point being, if he actually picks the right square, he's got a very good chance of critically missing.
And then he goes again and actually has a chance of hitting you.
Okay.
Yay!
And hits an armor class of 12, which means he critically misses.
Yep.
And manages to impale his scalpel in your bag.
What's he got to get back? When he's got a perfectly good arm, he could be putting it into himself.
See that Kingasir was a good fighter. Luna isn't a good fighter, but is more useful than Kenga. Interesting.
And the...
Well, Luna has the advantage of being sane.
Oh well, this is the funniest thing I have to do today.
Okay. The golem attacks Nexa. Because Nexa has managed to get its attention. Its first attack hits armor class 27.
Hey, it's Dazzle, right? The goal is Dazzle now?
Well, okay, sorry.
So I mean, you did hit the right square.
Give me a sec as I look at its... it was not dazzled.
I was going to say, assuming
it could not be dazzled.
It probably doesn't use sight as its main precise sense. Alright. AC 27 on Nexa.
Yep.
It's definitely a hit. I just don't know how much of a hit it is because my armor class is admittedly not super updated. Last time I updated it, it was 18.
Well, it's unlikely to have gone down from there. I don't think it will change because it hasn't changed much. So.
Unlikely to have gone down. Yeah.
I think you would have gone up at least 1 anyway if you went to level 2.
Well, but we've been level 3 for some time. So
you have been level 3 for some time, so it might not have changed. Okay, so it bites you for 10 damage, 10 piercing damage, and you get to make a fortitude save.
Does the golem in this look like the golem in like Diablo does?
It may. There is a close-up of what it looks like there.
Ooh, that's way cool looking. I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12.
Plus 8.
Okay, I just make a few notes for you.
As I said, hopefully be enough. Apparently not, but hopefully.
So whether it is you have it or you don't have it, I'm still going to make notes.
Yeah.
Okay, then it tries to claw you. Hitting armor class 23.
Yeah.
Still hit.
Doing 11 points of slashing damage, causing you to make another fortitude save.
Rolled a 19.
Okay.
You're doing well on your
Could've
rolls.
done worse.
And then it tries to claw you a third time. And hits an armor class of 12, so you're fine.
Not a critical miss.
Not a critical miss. And then we are up to Sparky. What would Sparky like to do?
Now my pants are down.
Yep.
I've lost my rapier.
Yep.
Would my daggers be in my pants?
Quite possibly, but there's a slight problem. You're cursed.
Yeah. Remember, you can't use any weapons other than the rapier. You might try. I'm not saying you can't attempt to pull out a dagger, but you probably got one in your boot, I would have thought.
Okay, so I'm under the table at the moment.
Yep.
Both people are attacking other people.
Yep.
Can I do that kind of step again, 5 meters away from my nearest enemy again?
You roll out under the other side of the table from the combat.
Yeah, I'm looking to do that, yeah.
Yep.
Am I reasonably away from both those people at the moment?
You are at this point.
Can I do a battle medicine check on myself?
Sure. That's not an attack.
No.
Okay, so it'd be my medicine check, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be.
Okie dokie dokie, don't fail me, dice. I'll be okay. 16?
That's enough. You can roll 2d8 and heal yourself.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I'll make sure it's healing and not damage.
10 points now, so I'm up to 12 now. So. I'm just going to be right in the corner, nowhere near both these things right now.
Okay, so that is our Sparky's turn and you're no longer dazzled.
Oh, well, I'm dazzling, but not dazzled.
You were dazzled up until that point.
Yeah, no.
Luna is now up.
Alright, what we're gonna do is, that is the golem and there is the mad, doctor, right?
Yes, there is the Mad Doctor,
And Nexa and
who is currently
Cordar-
unarmed.
And Nexa and Cordar are beside them.
I'm sorry, you two, but I will shoot the stars again. The doctor is unarmed, is that it?
He is unarmed at the moment, but if you do fire in your attack, you will hit the Golem, the Darrow, and 2 party members this time.
And you know the Golem is not affected by the dazzle.
Then this is bad, right? What I will do is, I will use one action to step away, to not be in range of the golem, move away, alright?
Oh, you're not.
And then,
Yeah.
and then,
Sorry, go.
yeah, I am close because I hit him with a kiss foot radius, right? Before, so I am close. Then I will step away, and I will try to use Tenderfoot to hold it in place.
So you're
Did you see?
throwing a Tenderfoot bag.
Did you see? Not the bag, the spell.
Spell, okay,
The
yeah.
DC of Tenderfoot is. I guess it's DC 19, right? Because it's the same DC for our spells. Yep.
Correct.
But I guess it's a fortitude now. It's not a reflex.
Is that a individual target or is that an area?
Is that individual target?
Individual, okay, yeah.
I will try to hold it in place. I will only hold it in place if I critically hit, but even though if it succeeds, it gets a penalty, right?
What is the effect Tanglefoot does?
It dishes penalty to its movement, speed, and if it critically fail, it is stuck.
That doesn't actually tell me the effect.
Let's see, so Arcane Primal Vine covered in sticky staff appears from within air, flicking through the hand and flashes itself to the target. Attempt to spell attack against the target. You need a spell attack roll. Critical success.
Is it a spell attack roll? Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot.
it's got a saving throw. You're attacking it with a vine swinging out of your hand. On a success, it takes
Are you sure it's not a 42
I'm
saving
reading it
throw?
right now. Tangle foot.
Okay, then.
Cantrip 1. So,
Okay, then.
so critical success against immobilized condition.
It's heightened 2, alright? Because I'm casting frost.
Yeah, that's fine. That just affects the how long it lasts for. So, you've got to hit it first
Right.
still.
Alright, get some more room for me. I got +9.
Yeah, 13, 22.
That will hit.
That will hit. Target takes, so single success, target takes a 10-foot circumstance penalty to exceed for 1 round, in this case 2 rounds. You can attempt to escape against your spell DC to remove the penalty.
Now, what's the effect it puts on it besides just to say?
Effectively,
Spell DC is 19.
you're trapping it in a sticky vine.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually give an effect as such.
Okay.
It's just
Then
virtually,
if
you put a
it
lasso
tries-
around
If
it.
it tries to escape,
So
the spell DC is 19, right?
Yeah.
Then it will roll against its fortitude, is that it?
No. You attacked it. Effectively, you've lassoed it. You basically got a vine, whipped it around it, grabbed its leg, and you're stopping it from running too far.
So it can still attack 3
It can
times on
still
its
attack
turn.
Quite normally because
With
it doesn't
no-
have-
Turn then.
it
with
doesn't
no
have to
penalty.
move. That's right. It doesn't have to move
Now
for doing
it's
it.
up to you guys.
Yeah. But that's right. Right now, because it's going to do anything before we can do anything about it.
Okay.
Right now, it's completely unaffected. Unless you tried to run it to get it the
Halfling.
Lunar or
So
something like
the dwarf, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so next person up is Nexa. You are quite beaten up by this big creature,
Yeah. So the golem's still standing, and
Yep.
the other thing.
and so is the other guy still standing.
No, I'll keep swinging at the golem
Yep.
with the great axe.
You're,
I rolled
you're
a
battered,
20.
but it's also battered.
Natural 20 does help. I believe that will make it an
Upgraded
actual.
critical.
It will make it an upgraded crit because
Because you're
base of 19. She said.
So,
So not the critical fumble, the critical hit. Apparently, the cards that wanted to come out were the fumble cards. Okay,
we all
so
know on a fumble, it just goes into a backpack. Although that's I can't code fumbles.
well, considering they were surgical knives, it's so easy to lose them.
God.
Okay, so
He was just going to replace your medical supplies.
your attack was slashing.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do your damage, you triple the damage.
Ah.
So 2d12 again.
So you roll 2d12, and
Add
then
4.
you add 4, and then triple it.
And if it's still standing, we're in trouble.
A 9
9 total, so 13, so...
and an 11.
Oh, okay. 20, 24, 72.
72. Okay, just for your reference, Annie, this creature started with 60 hit points. So your action actually says disembowel as you slide it from bottom to top, spilling all its animated goo everywhere as it collapses around you as it falls either side of you.
Nice.
Can I have a comment from Sparky in the corner?
Sure.
Yeah, you sticked it like you stick my mother, I say in the background. So, yeah.
Her liquid was clear.
Ew.
You know what
And
quarters
I
thought to that is?
I give her a wink in the corner and just try to cough up blood at the same time.
Okay. Porter thinks to himself the idea of, so obviously you weren't so concerned about the insult to your mother.
Right now, I'm thinking about survival, so anything that's going to help her encourage her to kill things, I'm going with it, okay? So,
Okay.
But yeah, so now you've got 2 more actions. And you've got a dwarf not far, a Dero not far away from you. Probably,
Yep.
Probably the dwarf is a bit further away.
You will have to make a step to reach the dwarf, but you can spend 1 action and then swing with a +5 to your attack roll.
So the dwarf's the closest.
Well, the Darrow's closer
The
to the
Darrow,
dwarf.
yeah.
There are, yes.
Well, hang on. Why are you swinging out the dwarf? Okay, come on.
Well, they're both dwarfs, just that one has a beard and one doesn't.
And to be fair, they're both somewhat legitimate targets at the present time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
I-
and one hasn't.
Well, hang on. So the Darrow doesn't have a beard?
No.
Yeah.
Most Darrows shave their faces when they go mad.
And the Darrow hasn't stabbed Nexar in the last 2 hours.
That's true.
Yeah.
Next enjoyed it, but hang on, wait a minute. Go ahead.
Alright, so one step towards the Darrow and then I'm -5 for attack.
You get +5 to the attack roll instead of +10.
Yeah. 17 total.
Your oldest set,
So 23, 22 total.
22 is a total, does hit.
So 2d12 again.
D12. Huh. 1,
The next problem with d12.
2.
So a total of 7 points of damage.
Okay, they don't seem too beaten up so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so, it is now Cordar's go.
Okay, I will.
Whose turn?
Cordar.
I will take another swing at the Darrow. 12, AC 24
24 is the hit.
for 12 points of damage plus 3 points of lightning damage. If it takes lightning.
It does.
And then I will take a second swing. 13, 20 AC.
20 is a hit.
Or the other end of the scale. 5 and 2 points of lightning damage.
So 7 all
7
up.
total. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll use my third action to raise shield.
Okay. Okay, so...
Obviously that was magical slashing.
Okay, the Darrow tries to grab you around the throat.
Can't reach that high.
So he gets to make an athletics check against your athletics DC. No, I guess your numbers DC, I think it is.
It was at that point that Cordar said, "Aren't it, Daddy?"
I was thinking that I resisted.
Yeah.
Okay, so he actually has quite a nice bonus on that. He's very good.
Oh,
Oof.
Apparently he grabs you right round the neck.
Mm-hmm. So, but I guess it is probably potentially important to work out whether it's an upgraded critical or not. I don't know whether it makes a difference on this sort of thing, but
it's an attack, but it's not a weapon attack.
yeah.
So
what was the DC was actually aiming for? So
he hit armor class 33.
33 would be upgraded then. Yep.
Okay, so
Although, can I use shield block against it? Take damage. Probably not. I'll look at it because he's going to cause damage.
yeah, none of these will actually suit it too well. Let me see, is it? Oh, it is bludgeoning damage. So
Okay, well, yeah, I'll use shield block against it to
Yep.
actually reduce. It'll take it will take half the damage on the shield.
So with his, apparently he delivers a staggering blow while he does it, so you get stunned too as he grabs you around the neck. Dealing, where's that? 22 points of damage, which you get to reduce with your shield block.
So the shield takes. Damn it! I didn't put down hardness on there. But yes, the hardness of the shield takes it off. So, but yeah, so I think it'll be about it's either 5 or 10 for the hardness of the shield. I think from memory. -5. So 17 on me.
Yep.
And 5 on the shield.
Okay. He.
Oh, I did have
And
effective shield and the user then take their own day. So then it gets hard between us. So it's actually effectively 17. So I'll take 9 and the shield can take 8.
so you take 9 instead. How much does?
Instead of the 17.
Okay.
And the shield can 8.
So that means I heal you 6, 7, 8. So when you're grabbed, so technically you're grabbed by it.
Okay, and I'm also stunned. You said as well.
You are stunned 2. So stunned 2 does. You can't act while stunned. Usually includes a value, which indicates how many total actions you lose from being stunned. So on your turn you'll have 1 action.
One action. Yep. Okay.
And then on the next round it becomes stunned 1, and then after that it's gone.
Assuming it's not been issued further. Yes.
Okay. As he's now got you, I don't believe he tries to punch you.
Okay.
Now he's got you strangled.
Yep.
Now he's in the middle of strangling
Go,
you.
boom, boom, boom.
And with that, that is a 13 to hit, though you are considered flat-footed at the moment. For -2 to your AC.
-2 to AC.
And your shield's no longer acting because you use it as a block.
I use it as a block, yep. So that gives me a total of 21, 19 at the moment.
So he's hitting your armor ineffectively.
That's right. He's punching my helmet, but not quite.
He doesn't make an extra attack, but he is sort of growling and hissing in your direction. You think he's saying dwarvish insults, but hard to tell.
Yeah, don't speak dwarven.
Then it is Sparky's turn.
Whose turn?
Sparky.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, did you miss Bella before? Or?
I guess I did miss Bella, so Belleth is up.
I was sort of wondering, yeah.
Sorry about that.
He just assumed Ballast was standing back and watching.
Yeah, no, actually, Ballath's going to do something very rare and cast a 2-action heal on Annie to heal 16 hit points.
Okay, that is a very good act to throw in there. Heal for 16. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
So-
and he also stands to within 5 feet of Cordar, but still very much away.
Okay.
Yeah, no comments at all.
We definitely Cordar and Nexar between him and the duo.
Also, as he's moving, he looks over to Mark's character and says, "Stop being a wimp. Get up. I'll make sure you don't die."
And then it is Sparky's go.
Sparky points to that she has no bottoms at the moment. Looking at Bella at the time.
What's wrong with your fists?
Yeah, the duo just pointed out that hands can be quite effective.
Yeah. Can I provide an aid action to Nexa?
I'm sure. You move over, and on your turn, you get to use a reaction to aid one action.
Yep. So I'm going to aid the attack roll for Nexa's next attack. Okay?
But you've got to use a reaction to do so.
Yep. I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Then it is Luna's go.
Alright, what Luna will do is...
Heal Sparky.
Fireball!
You're gonna heal, right? Alright, I will cast heightened 2 heal. And heal Mark.
For how much?
For 2 actions.
Yeah.
So it's the max one.
Yeah, dice.
It's
I believe it's 2d8
right?
plus 16.
Yeah, so that's 9 on the dice.
So that should be 25.
Alright, my next action is 8, and E is 8 next. Is ready myself to 8 next. Okay?
You can't ready as a single action.
You got to do it as a double action there. It's a double action thing.
But aiding is a reaction which you can move yourself into position to aid. But readying itself is a 2-action thing.
Oh yeah. It's not
So
already.
you don't need to ready to aid.
Okay. I will position myself to try to aid next attack. All right.
Okay.
Suggest that you aid Cordar because Nex is already about to be aided.
I believe 2 are going to try to help, and 1 may help and 1 may give disadvantage.
Now, my aid action to Nexar is that, and I'll just, with a comical joke here, looks like we know what Corda's into now, okay? So that's my exact comment, okay? That's my aid to Nexar, okay?
Well, it certainly wouldn't aid Cordar if he's confused by the statement.
I didn't understand, but okay.
No, so it's basically that Cordar's getting choked out by the... No? No, I'm not saying. Okay, no, I'm okay then. Okay.
Oh my god, you are nasty.
Okay, so using the aid, you're actually doing an actual. You got to do the same action they're doing when you're aiding someone.
Yep.
So that means if Sparky is going to aid, Sparky is going to be attacking.
Yeah, I can do that.
So I should, then I should be attacking too, right? Because I am trying to like.
Do you have a melee weapon out?
Me, I have no weapon. I'm just using my.
I'm asking this for Victor.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I need to have a weapon out, right?
Do you
Well,
have?
to.
You don't have to,
You
but
could be attacking with your fist, but if you've got a melee weapon out, then obviously attacking with that. So the idea is effectively you're distracting the opponent by waving your weapon of some sort, whether that be fist, staff.
Maybe I can cast like a half country just to distract it.
no, that's not the aid. You are doing if Nexar was doing a cantrip attack, then you can aid with a cantrip attack, which does no damage.
Yeah.
But you have to be doing the same thing they're doing.
The idea is that effectively, you're waving around, looking to attack it at the same time as making an opening for Nexar. So it just comes down to what you're waving around.
Alright then. I got it.
Okay. Because normally this is the same action that is used for skills as for attacking. So, Mark's roll is already done for him.
Yep. Okay. I was a +6 on.
No. You don't actually get to roll.
Your fist count is a weapon.
You are cursed, remember? So you were considered to have rolled a natural 1 with anything you use other than the rapier.
Okay. I tried. Yeah.
So you basically we're now waiting and see if Victor can actually make a melee attack roll.
Okay, effectively cancel the effect of your attempt.
At least I got comparative nature, so I got a +4 in bonus.
What's nature got to do with it?
It's a melee attack roll we're talking about here, Victor.
Does Luna carry any weapons?
No, comparative nature. What I mean is, I think that I got +4 in the check that I do with aid.
For nature-based stuff?
No. Comparative nature is a human feat, ancestor feat.
Nature is in human nature.
Yeah. So you're better at making aid attack things. So, but what weapon do you actually carry?
I didn't pull out, so I'm unarmored right now.
So it's an unarmored attack.
You're swinging with your fist. Go for it.
Yeah.
So roll the attack.
Unfortunately, I am in fiber 1 because I remember that, so I will get a -1.
Go, just roll.
Okay, someone roll for me. My bonus on my melee attacks is +7.
Now I rolled a 3.
Fuck me. I want a reroll. I want my reroll.
Sure. Let's see if he can.
I rolled a 3.
Apparently, the gods have spoken.
Fucking hell.
So, what's your total?
So So that was
My total is I got a -1, but +4, so I get a total of +10.
Hang on.
So
You had a -1. So I got a -1.
+4.
But why have you got a -1?
Because I'm enfeebled.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you got.
It's my curse. It's my curse. I'm enfeebled.
Yep. Okay. So therefore, you got normally 6 plus 4 makes 10, makes 13 total.
So total of 13. That was why I was trying to confirm it, because
Exactly.
if he had have gotten a 10, which he said, that would have been a critical failure.
Yes.
So now we go on to Nex's attack at -1. So
I re-rolled it, but damn.
It wasn't your effect. Don't worry about it.
It wasn't your effect. It was.
Hey guys, can everybody just let Nessa roll, please?
Yeah, that's right.
So Nexa gets +9 to her roll instead of +10 when she attacks.
And he would have to let me in first, though.
That would also help.
Or just be at the computer.
That would help too.
Crickets. Hey!
Is there a message that she stepped away?
Just checking.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
nothing in the
next
chat.
Just checking if she said something somewhere else. Apparently there was a dice that went flying.
Okay.
But that was sent quite a while ago. At 18 past 8.
Presumably it wouldn't actually stop her actually at least calling out to say, yeah, I'm coming!
I think next it might be delayed.
Okay, so with next to delaying, especially with that wonderful assistance, we're moving on to Cordar.
Okay. And technically, I've got one action, and he's still grabbing me at the moment.
You are still considered grappled, yes.
Grappled.
Which manipulate actions have a DC flat check or a lost, and you are flat-footed and immobilized.
Yeah, okay. But attack is a manipulate, is it? So therefore, yeah, I will take a swing with my sword.
Who was that?
Victor!
You should probably mute before you do things like that.
AC 19.
AC 19 is a hit.
For 10 points plus 6 points of lightning damage.
So that
Total of 16.
16 points. And you managed to take him down while Nexa was away and delaying. So Victor, did you blow all your second level spells on this combat?
Actually not. I use a cantrip, a focus spell, and a second level spell.
Okay.
So I still have one slot.
Yep. Because we've still got at least 2 more demo to fight yet.
I thought you'd used 2 upgraded spells. That was what I.
Well, no, you can click, so I get heightened both times.
Okay. All good. So, yes, you are out of combat at the moment.
I'm going to have to put my pants on and pick up other stuff.
Well, okay. Cordar suggests that perhaps you don't want to pick that sword up.
I'm going to have to pick up my pants.
But he's
Might have
actually...
might have my rapier attached to the pants. I didn't pick up the rapier, I picked up my pants to put my pants back on.
Okay, you've got your pants. Your belt's still on the ground.
and
I'll pick up my belt after that.
but
So.
Cordar's going to go back to the doorway to see if anything's coming through, watch out for anything more coming through that way.
Okay.
And assuming there's nothing there immediately, he'll go out and pick up his bow and bring it back to the doorway.
Okay, you managed to do that before anything happens. And you do notice that the surgical tools he's got are worth a bit, which is stuck in most of your bags.
Yeah, we've already pocketed them.
They're the only things of worth he seemed to have had. But there are bodies on the tables that look like they're being cut open and had various experiments done on them.
So, well, while Cordar's getting himself for his bow and watching the doorway, I'm assuming that the others are at least looking around the room and discovering the fact that, yep, there's not much in here except for some dissected bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a search around once I get my belt back on.
Including a well-bisected golem.
Yes, it was a very well bisected golem.
That was incredible.
I got a 13 on perception check, so I probably didn't see anything. Just see dissected bodies. I'd say.
Hey, Annie, are you back yet?
No, I didn't get a response on Facebook either, guys, so she might just...
Might have had to duck away. Okay. So, we have hit 10 o'clock at this end, though. And I think I will call it a night there, because you will be in another combat when you enter another room. Or when you leave this room as a group, depending on how things go.
Yeah, basically, yes. There's another the next main event will be in a combat, so don't really want to start it now.
May I say something before I forget?
Yep.
What's happening now to Luna is you never see this before. Her hair and her clothes is like floating around, like eerie thing, like if I am some kind of a specter, but I am fully present. But just my clothes and my hair are just like floating like a anime character or something like that.
As far as Cordar is concerned, if you're not actually stabbing someone in the party, he's not paying attention to you.
Seriously, you stab 2 people and you get in trouble with people. It's like...
Fantastic. We have 2 cursed party members. And 4. Maybe 5.
I am being drawn to the cosmos and beyond the sky.
Yes, it all sounds like absolute nonsense to me. So just don't stab anyone and you just keep doing you.
Now, from my point of view, I don't see cursed. Now, that's only from my point of view, okay? So...
Well, your point of view is wrong.
Well, it's okay.
Yes, you haven't seen my point of view yet. Cordar and Nexa has. But
if you don't put your pants on very soon, I'm going to just see your point of view. So not even put them back on.
I've already done that. I've already discussed this. I'll put my belt back on. And I put my pants back on. How about you put your pants on with your belt as well?
Like, probably, generally, when you put your pants back on, you put your pants and then the belt, not belt then pants.
If I get
is this some backwards dwarven clothing logic? Like, what is going on?
No, I'm going to moon Bella if I get that kind of sass from him. So,
Prestidigitation.
What?
You now have a sensor following you around.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll put my pants back on.
So I'm curious at Sparky. And so I'm happy that this might be all in her mind at the moment, but the idea that she doesn't feel like she's cursed at the moment.
Well, she failed her original will saving throw, so she wouldn't feel that way.
But the point is, she knows that she's stabbed 2 party members.
Oh, yes.
And was unable to attack back when she'd been surrounded by enemies.
Oh, yeah, look,
and was then unable to attack the enemies.
Yeah,
I'm just curious at the logic.
Jeremy, pointing out logic flaws, unless it's in character, isn't a very intelligent thing to do isn't a very good thing to do for somebody else's character, because Mark is very very clearly saying that this is how his character is.
Oh yeah, no. I've got no problem with that, and this is purely the fact that I'm just curious about Sparky's thought process on that sort of process. Like I said, this is not Cordar speaking by any stretch. This is the idea that Sparky is aware of this stuff.
Yeah, the first 2, I was a bit thinking. Since the pants drop, I am a bit worried now that I can't attack, which I think I should be able to attack. So I am now a bit concerned, but I'm not showing it out now to the party.
Oh yeah, that's certainly fine. Yeah.
And then, as you finish having a quick conversation, you basically hear a alarm bell going off in the distance, which will be where we stop it, because you are still going to be acting on the same initiatives.
Yeah. I thought that was actually the clock striking 12, and therefore Sparky's all the fairy godmothers
turns into a pumpkin. Ballath and Nix are the only ones not cursed.
Oh, guys, phone. I need to take in this phone call.
All good. We'll catch you later, guys.
We'll catch you later, guys.
Have a good night,
Okay,
all. Thanks
good
very much.
night. Bye bye.